You've seen him for years as Hollywood's bad guy on TV and in movies. Now, listen to him right here. Here's your host, the multi-talented Jasper Cole.
All right. Howdy, 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 and welcome to On the Set with Jasper Cole. This is your host, Mr. Jasper Cole. It is our very last show of the season. It's our summer show. I thought I'd break out the sunglasses because the beauty and everything in here is just blinding. So I wanted to say welcome, everybody. Thanks for tuning in here at ubnradiotv.com. And I'm joined by my two trusty sidekicks, my posse, as they have been for the last almost 4 years.
4 more years. 4 more years.
Oh, wow.
There I am. And he's back.
Oh, great.
All the way from the OC, from the Dakota. I won't give her address. The very beautiful Dara Zane Scully.
Hello, everybody.
Hi, Diva Duchess.
Happy June.
Happy June.
I know, but I'm a little sad. that I'm not going to see you guys for a few months.
Well, that's all your fault.
No. It's all for the betterment of me.
Yes.
As if you could get any better.
Which ultimately will be for the betterment of this
No,
show.
we're only here for you, Jasper.
Okay.
We're basically
You're
the
only
wind beneath your wings.
You're
Exactly.
saying that because I pay you.
That's
I'm saying it because it's really true.
That's true. You've always been there for me. Ralph, on the other hand, just gets paid.
I'm a little
Speaking
sketchy.
of,
But before we go on to Ralph, can I wish my father,
Oh.
Dr. Murray
Happy
Zane,
birthday.
happy
Birthday.
80th birthday?
Did you get my text?
to
I
you.
did, and I told him that everybody was saying. I told him.
Oh, that he got it.
Happy
you can say hi to
birthday,
him. He's
Dr.
watching.
Zane. Hey,
Dr.
Murray.
Zane. Hey, Dr. Zane.
Happy birthday,
Have
Dad.
a zany day.
You don't look a day
Happy
over
birthday,
70.
Murray Zane, okay.
Now let's put it out there. He is
Okay.
eligible. He is single.
He's got money.
He is very flush.
Norma Michaels.
He's Shalom.
Norma Michaels, if you're
Thank you,
listening.
JW.
Norma's single.
I know.
Norma and Murray.
Norma and Murray.
Norma and Murray. I can see the
Sitting in a
towels
tree.
now.
Murray had a little thing for Jennifer, but Jennifer's taken.
First Bassie?
Yes.
Okay, but first,
Jennifer, who doesn't wash her hands.
let's
Bassie on an
introduce.
Well, he
I-
doesn't. He's fine with that.
Let me introduce my way too gay sidekick,
Oh,
Mr. John Williams. Hey, JW, how are you? Producer extraordinaire.
Whatever.
Was he out
JW,
of
we
the
could not
closet?
do this show without you.
Oh,
Thank you
please.
so much.
Did
My
you just
voice-
out JW, or
My-
was he
No,
already out?
there's nothing gay about JW.
My voice will so
No.
be heard.
But that other voice you're hearing is the real gay sidekick,
The
Miss
real
Ralph
gay,
Cole Jr.
Housewives of Hollywood. Hello, Planet
Ralph,
Earth.
Housewives
Hello
of Hollywood.
Hey, Jasper.
You are married. You are taken now.
I'm taken.
Ralph is off the market.
I am off the
Ladies.
market. I know. She's
A lot of people sad about that.
Ladies of all sexes. Ralph is no longer single,
I am no longer
but he
single.
is ready to mingle.
Okay, but I
Yes.
am ready to
He
mingle.
does have a wonderful.
Yes.
You met. Ooh. Is
Thank
this
you, JW.
Evita?
Thank you.
Wow.
Don't cry for me.
Argentina. Let's give it up for Patty LaPone.
Wow.
Look it out.
Thank you.
For relationships, togetherness. Michael, if you're listening.
Michael
hello.
Crimmon. Hello. My
Michael
condolences.
Hi, Michael.
Michael was
Oh.
our guest last month,
Yes,
as
he
you
was.
will remember,
Yes.
joining Dara for Entertainment Dish. Dara will be doing it as she usually does by herself.
By
because
myself.
She
Because she
follow
has
her page on Facebook,
Entertainment Dish with Dara
Yes.
on
Yes.
Facebook, and she is prolific, and she's very supportive if she likes you.
Right, and if
Okay?
she doesn't, the bitch will cut you.
Well, I do have one person that blocked me because I used to tweet about them, but I didn't ever do at Tamara Barney. I just tweeted about her
Tamara Barney,
from the
please.
Orange County Housewives.
You are
She
welcome on
blocked
my
me.
new show,
Thank you for blocking
One-on-One
me.
with Jasper Cole, debuting Wednesday, July 1st. Now, Tamara, we are going to get down and dirty on the new show, so I'd love to have you come in and explain why you married a homosexual.
Oh.
And if you're aware of that.
Ouch.
Because I
Wow.
do think
We
your
go
husband's
right
hot.
I haven't said anything nasty about Tamara since I
I
ran
think
into her at a
she's-
fellow doctor's office, and she seemed sweet.
Was she getting medication?
And I sent her an apology because I can even make mistakes. and apologize at almost 50. Because I am 50, my mother's dead, I'm 50, and I don't give two Fs.
Yes,
That's
Dara,
right.
Work it out.
And wait till you're
Yep.
51. Actually, you're not 50 yet.
Listen, your posture is so good.
Thank
right.
you.
Which really
She's wearing a corset.
It accentuates your breasts. You
Well,
look
they're,
lovely.
while you have them.
use
They're
them.
real.
They are real.
She's
Dara
the
is
only
so
housewife in Orange
pretty.
County with real tits.
I think Dara is so beautiful. We're going on our 4 years together. We've always had a great time. We are going to take this summer hiatus.
And what are you going to
And-
to do, Ralph,
We're
during the
going to
summer?
get plastic surgery.
Yeah.
Oh,
We're going to go in for a 2-for-1.
Okay.
wow. You're going to finally transition, Ralph?
Oh,
Speaking of, should we
of-
segue
Segue.
to the story
Da, da, da.
of the
century.
month?
Of the year.
Because last month we talked about the Diane Sawyer interview, so it's
Yes.
perfect timing that now
Yes.
Caitlyn Jenner has been revealed.
Caitlyn Jenner has been revealed. She's 65 and she's doing a lot of good work for the transgender community.
Yes.
I know Michael little bit disagrees. I know he thinks that, she's more Kardashian than Jenner, but I do think that regardless of her
Vagina.
that's going
or
to make a
not.
lot of money
Regardless
for
of her
herself.
denomination.
Regardless of her last name, I do believe she's going to do a lot of good for the community. I think Caitlyn Jenner should have her own foundation to help people that are transitioning get the services that they need, the psychiatric services, the psychological services, the plastic surgery services, because not everybody can afford the plastic surgery and all
Or
the
nowhere to
services
go.
or nowhere to
Right.
go.
Or
And
have a gay
I
friend
think-
do their makeup and hair or something.
Thank you. And
Dara,
I think
that's so great of you.
I
That's
think
so
that's-
nice. That's so charitable of you, Dara. Do you want to start the foundation?
Well, nobody wants Dara to start a foundation, but I'm just saying I think that's what Caitlyn Jenner should do with the remainder of her life,
Did
and
you-
this is her life's calling.
And and she probably will too, because as Wendy Williams said, fellow black,
Who's not supportive?
okay,
of,
yeah.
Has not been real supportive.
I know, not real supportive. I like
Well,
Wendy and
I
everything.
love Wendy,
'cause
but
I
this
like-
time I disagreed with
yeah,
her.
I did too, because I like her hot topics, because I get,
Yeah.
it's like getting
Right.
an encapsulated version
Right.
of you.
Right.
But I find her to be a little homophobic.
At
you know,
times it comes
Oh,
out,
wow.
doesn't it?
plus, and,
Really?
you know,
And a little uneducated on the topic of transgender.
Exactly.
Interesting.
Plus, who is the actor Brad, who is the lead in that new movie? Brad.
Which Entourage? Or
where
no?
he's transitioning.
No.
Oh.
He is a big macho actor. Brad Griff? No.
Oh, which movie?
Oh.
Avengers or
Was he on Seinfeld?
Oh God.
The comedian.
Why,
we'll
was he
we'll
on-
think
was
about
he on
it.
her show?
JW will
No,
find it for us.
She mentioned him the other day. He's not Bradford Whitford.
Bradley Whitford?
Yeah, no.
No, that's another.
Bradford White?
Bradley
It'll come to
Cooper.
us.
Bradley
Was it-
Cooper.
maybe it was Bradley
She
Cooper.
loves him now. She put his
He was
in-
on that. What's that movie he's in?
American Sniper.
Okay.
And he's Tony nominated tonight, by the way, 8:00 for Elephant Man.
Oh, really?
Yes.
CBS.
Because
Yes.
the thing that I didn't like, apparently Bradley lives with his mother,
Right.
And
Oh.
Oh.
Wendy had her little opinion, because we all are entitled to our opinions. So just like Wendy's entitled to hers, she was all like, "I find it a little funny that he lives with his mother,
Right.
because I live with mine too." And what's wrong with
She
that?
doesn't know the details. He could be taking care of his mother.
Exactly. Plus, her son lives with his mother. So
Oh.
right.
Well, the irony of that whole thing is like she was so in love with Shia LaBeouf for so long.
Oh, right.
And now
Oh, she replaced him.
now because she didn't really give much. She didn't really think Bradley was that hot or anything until she
Saw the
him in
movie.
American Sniper. So now she replaced her one
Oh,
photo in her
her one-
office.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to the Bruce Jenner thing, I found her to be a little uneducated on the topic. But then I thought, well, maybe she represents a lot of Middle America and her audience, so
True.
they can all kind of learn together.
True.
But here's what I didn't like, and I'm interested in Dara's opinion as a straight woman.
Somebody wants to.
Wendy has just been picking Caitlyn apart about the looks. I mean,
Oh, here we go.
Well,
Well,
no.
you saw what Jon Stewart said about it. Now everybody's going to talk about Caitlyn Jenner's sex appeal instead of just the fact that she's a woman now. You start getting judged to give accolades to one woman in the press, then you have to knock another woman down while you're doing it.
on one hand, I guess in one hand it's like, okay, welcome to the real world. Women are scrutinized, but Wendy was doing it more about. That's not why people transition to look beautiful. There are a lot of people who transition who don't look beautiful. They
Right.
look like the best they can look.
they're
Right.
transitioning to fulfill their inner
Right,
need
and she was
to-
so superficial about. She wanted to pick apart Caitlin's looks. Trying to find. Well, she said, "Oh, well, you know,
and
you
with-
saw the knee."
And you saw her in the truck.
The knee.
picture.
She's 65.
Yeah. So,
I mean, anybody's
but I
knees
thought that
over
was
50.
I thought
But
because
that's a
Wendy,
good
you're
point.
6'4" and you look like a clown.
That I mean,
Okay.
but Jasper, no, that's a really, really valid point because I'm disappointed with the way Wendy walks in her heels.
Right.
You know, from her opening.
Well, that's why she
stance
can only walk. You know,
over
she-
to the chair.
Can she not really walk in heels?
Oh, not
But
at
at
just
least,
wear
all.
at
flats.
least she's on. She laughs about it.
Yeah,
And just
but
wear flats.
Yeah, wear the flats then.
But you know,
Right.
Wendy started in radio. Do you guys remember?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I used to somehow I would get that. Well, you probably knew in New York listening to her.
I never knew her from
Oh.
the radio. But didn't she used to get berated by people that she talked about? Didn't she almost get sued or something?
Yeah.
Many
Yes, I
times,
think
but
so.
her big when she first came to national attention is when Whitney Houston was really having her big drug problems, and she would send crews to Whitney's hotel room and stuff and try to, and then Whitney called into her show and they fought, and then apparently she talked about it on her show recently. She and Puff Daddy Sean got her kicked off the air, off the radio. And now they've made amends and they're back. So
see.
yeah,
It is kind of amazing how some people can blackball other people from the entertainment community. It's
right.
a little crazy.
It's a little crazy.
Well, you know, speaking of that, to your
Yes.
point about what you just said, that article that you posted from Jay Rodriguez about the Caitlyn Jenner,
Mm-hmm. Right.
and he was very eloquent in saying how within the gay community there were so many haters and bashers toward
That is just
Caitlyn.
unbelievable.
as one minority to another.
Another,
That's
right.
But
yeah.
isn't it amazing what we're witnessing that the trans community really is now where the gay community was 20,
Totally.
20
Yeah.
years ago, I
Totally.
guess, maybe.
Yeah, no,
you
no,
know,
no, but I know what you're saying.
It's,
yeah.
it's fascinating. And then you wonder what'll be after that.
Well,
you know?
yeah, I know. What
Is
you
there
know-
anything else?
Well, there always, it seems to be.
well, I think
Yeah.
they're conjoined twins.
But who?
Gay conjoined twins. will
Oh,
the
that'll be next?
category.
Well, what do you think? No. Wait. What do you think about this newest thing? Maria Bella, the actress,
Oh,
and
right.
and Raven Simone. Now they're doing the thing
They're
about.
They're girlfriends?
They're bi.
No. They are just whatever.
Oh, they're whatever. They're no
Oh.
labels.
They're not-
They
Okay.
eschew labels.
They're not gay.
Okay.
They're not bi. They're not straight. They're just whatever.
right.
do,
Well,
do they
and
need
then-
press?
And then once again, the gay community is going to lash out. Pick a side. You know.
Pick a
and-
side. I don't know. It's my age, I guess. I just think. How many letters can we add to the LGBT? It's going to be the whole fucking
Well, I
alphabet
like
at a certain
JW's
point.
idea. Just call it queer.
Queer.
And just be done with it. And then let that envelop everything because soon it is going to be the conjoined twins.
But speaking of queer, I
Oh.
did want to give a shout out to Ralph yesterday and Michael Kearns and Michael Crimmon because I got to witness the Queer Wise spoken word reading yesterday.
That was so great of you. You had a total theatrical day yesterday.
I did.
Joined at first with the fierce Norma Michaels. who we
Right.
mentioned
But even
earlier.
before that, I had lunch with Stephen Grove and I ran into Leslie Jordan
Oh,
at
great.
CBS. Leslie,
What a
big shout
treat.
out. He makes me laugh so
Leslie
hard.
Jordan is so much fun. As
He's
you
so
know,
full of energy.
Oh
Yes.
God, he is just a little bottle full of energy. Leslie was a guest on our show, as you guys might remember, Planet Earth. He was a call-in, and we found him wonderful. And just because I like things to be about me, I had the pleasure of meeting Del Shores the other day.
And I cannot believe you queens have never
Had
met
never
each
met.
other.
Isn't it amazing how many
I
mutual friends?
don't mean
and
you,
all-
Dale, of course. But I think, you should work together. I'm trying to think, does Dale have... Well, he did that wonderful play with Octavia Spencer, Trials and
Oh,
Tribulation,
right.
before Octavia was a big star.
Dale might be coming to our June 26th spoken word show.
Oh, good.
Because he's friendly with
yeah,
Michael
make sure you
Knopf.
tell
put that up
everyone
right
your
now.
next...
I
Your
have it
next.
up on the screen.
Okay.
Oh God, thank you, JW, for that. God, it's so fierce having an engineer. Because when we used to do this shit ourselves, nothing would have been up.
But we did have fun doing it.
we had
didn't
totally
we,
fun.
Dale?
Remember we used to? Oh God, Planet
Remember,
Earth.
Ralph? We
I'm
had
just
an
gonna-
we had an anniversary. Ralph and I just celebrated our
our
6-year
anniversary,
sexless anniversary, as he
sexless
reminded
anniversary,
me.
as
Like
so
most
many-
anniversaries.
as most marriages go, as they progress. But you know,
Right.
one thing I was telling JW and Jasper and I were together the other day, walking out of the building here at Sunset Gower
Ralph's the
Studios
co-owner now.
here in Hollywood, and I was saying the one thing that's been consistent about Jasper is that he has always treated me like a series
The
regular.
Help.
Like he's always treated me like the help because he's from Athens, Georgia, as you might know.
No,
And he
I
has a
thought
house
that-
also in
I
Palm
thought that's
Springs
what you were
too,
gonna
okay?
say, Ralph.
He
I'm
invited
sorry.
me to fucking Palm Springs
know-
to clean his fucking house.
And you did it, too.
And I did it because
What?
I did.
Because you missed the wedding. That's
Right.
why.
He made a point to miss the wedding, right? Because he was in a play.
Oh please!
Whatever.
I saw that shit on a drone, girl. Oh,
Dennis
Thank you,
Tyrone is here in the green
Did
room.
you get the full footage? Did you really get it?
No. I mean, I saw the aerial view of it, and I saw
okay.
the orange
Yeah.
placemats.
But you didn't hear
and everything.
JW blow it out, belt
Not
it
until
out.
later. I had to do it later. And
With a sore tooth.
an abscess,
Yeah.
absolutely. And he
Yeah.
But
sounded-
go back to complimenting me, Ralph.
Yeah.
You know, I deflect with humor as my therapist is telling me I'm in therapy 4 times a
You
month
paid
now.
a therapist to tell
4
you
times
that?
a month. Wow.
Yeah.
I could have told you that for free.
I know. You should save some of your money.
Well,
I'll
I
give
kind
you
of
the-
told him that as
Okay.
I'm telling him most of all my problems. That's why I'm in there. I know.
I love you.
I know the problem, Dr. Zane. I know my problems. I just can't stop doing
them.
Well,
Okay.
you know we're older now. Why should we
Right.
stop? It is what it is.
Well, you might slow down a little bit. Dara doesn't give 2 Fs, and she's been
And
very.
she's younger than we are.
I know.
I don't.
What are we going to
It's
do for your
amazing.
50th?
Well, we're not going to be
You're
here.
going. You're going to Hawaii.
I am going to Hawaii with
Oh,
the family.
nice. Oh, congratulations on Nick getting his driver's
Nick is
license.
making out right now in the back
Hey.
seat of some car. I hope so. Don't you?
Oh, my
Whatever.
Go get it,
Oh,
Nick.
God, I know.
He's
Tap-
Get a
pretty
hickey.
shy.
Hickeys.
He's pretty
Do they
shy.
still give hickeys these days?
I don't
Just
know.
the teachers.
We'll see.
Well, but Nick,
he's
if you
pretty
do
shy.
get a hickey, use the back of a spoon to rub it off, okay, to get that blood
Oh, that's
circulating
good to
again.
know.
Oh, my
Okay.
phone fell.
Oh.
Speaking of hickeys, are we talking about the Duggars?
Oh,
First of
wow.
all, I in
I've
all
been
my
ripping them to shreds. The Duger family, you're all disgusting and fake Christians, and you need to get off the air. And TLC, shame on you.
the only thing good for them is those daughters are really pretty, and like pretty, but the mother. If you don't get a gay friend or someone to redo your hair and makeup, honey, you look like a Mormon, something that the Mormons drug
Be nice
in.
about the Mormons.
I have a question.
I love
The
the
Mormons
Mormons.
are fine.
I'm talking about the little.
We're
prairie-
talking about hypocritical Christians.
Yes,
Yes. You have to watch Bill Maher the other night.
I did.
Did a whole thing about where is the war on Christianity. It is hilarious. And it just shows, like, why are you saying there's a war on Christianity? We're fine.
Christians run the world.
Jesus is all over Time magazine and did you watch it?
It was brilliant.
Hilarious.
And then he also said gay is the new straight. That was one
he
of my
did
favorites.
say that.
Oh, great.
He's right
And he
about
said
that.
the Duggars or the Dugars are the worst family in history ever.
Worst family in history. Worse than the Kardashians, because at least the Kardashians are just
But
out there with their
What about Dennis Hastert,
stuff.
the former Speaker of the House?
They're
That now
all-
we know
that
he
was
was
going after Clinton.
the wrestling coach. That
They're
was.
all scumbags.
No, good for you. I love.
Why
done.
couldn't they at least be hot?
Woohoo.
Like Dennis Hastert. Did you see his picture when he was?
What does that have to do with anything?
If I'm gonna get molested, that's at least be hot, right, Ralph?
Wow.
I mean.
I'm very.
No.
I mean, the memories. I had lunch with someone yesterday who told me that and you don't know who I had lunch with. Or did I already say? Did I say who I had lunch with?
Yeah, maybe
I
you-
can't tell the
So
story.
this
Yeah.
is a little
Sorry.
embarrassing. Good, you
I
caught
can't.
yourself,
I can't
though.
tell the story.
You caught
I'll
yourself.
tell you
Let
off
me
air.
just tell
It
you
involved a
something.
priest.
Let me just tell you something. If I had an older brother and he
Who's
did
to say
that,
you don't?
Why might Murray might have a whole nother family.
Murray.
Close your ears.
But
Please,
if
Mr. Zane.
Dr. Zane.
Dr. Zane.
If I had
Linda
an older
would-
brother and he did that to me, he would have been kicked out of the house in 2 seconds. I had a situation where I was up the street and the little boy wanted, you show me yours, I show you mine, whatever. And I ran home and I told my father, and he didn't tell my mother because he knows my mother would have went up there and ripped that kid's head off.
I had a thing one time where the little boy said,
Linda was fierce.
"You'll
you don't
show
mess
me
with her
yours,
kids.
and I'll show you mine." And then he wanted to suck on mine. No, I'm not. That was. I
Wow.
thought that was kind of.
It's a little early.
No,
for
no, no,
that.
no. I
Wow.
knew something was. I actually told my mom that what.
Wait,
had
this is for
happened.
real? Or are you
Yes.
just trying to make it about you?
No, this is real. And I said, because even
Well,
Martha.
I think you missed an opportunity. How
even
old
Martha,
were you?
God bless her, rest her soul, who
Who the frick is calling you?
fans. They know it's the last show. Call Dominic Frazen, please. But Martha said, well,
How old were you?
I said, well, baby, there's nothing wrong. Then if you want to show yours, that's fine, but don't let anyone put it in your mouth.
Wow.
And
you've
then,
held
like
to that
4
all
years
the time.
later, I forgot all about it.
Wow. Dennis, I just want to
Wow.
say something.
Sorry
you.
to our listeners.
Sorry
and
to our
Dennis
guests in the
that
green
just
in the
happened.
green
And
room.
Amazon that you're listening. I mean, Amazon. And
Well,
Dennis.
Amazon and Jasper did a pretty raunchy role.
Oh, we'll
Right.
talk about
we'll
that.
save that for later. I
But
might
so
have-
listen,
Yes,
ladies,
yes,
we
yes.
have to thank one
Yes.
last time for this season our sponsors,
Okay.
Wayman Productions, Tyrone Artworks, and Imagine That Productions. And please continue to follow the show on Facebook and Twitter because we're going to be updating and we're going to rebrand and revamp.
it's going to
and
be naked pictures
we
of
come
Jasper.
back. But in the meantime, don't forget Wednesday, July 1st,
Oh, here we go.
my new show. I'm so blessed to be on the popular Wednesdays. I'm going to be following Tony Sweet at 5 o'clock. That's a big day on Wednesdays.
I'll
It's
be tuning
Alec
in.
Mappa.
At 12 noon.
Yeah,
and then who comes on
Is
after
Dorothy and gang on Wednesday too? Or no?
Yeah, it's Shut Up. Yeah, it's called Shut Up. It's with
Oh,
Dorothy.
I thought he was telling
I
you to
did
shut
too.
up.
I got a little
no.
excited.
The show is called Shut Up, and it's Dorothy, Anna, and Deborah.
They kick off the
I like
Wednesday.
Deborah.
Yeah, it's
She's
1
great.
o'clock.
Oh, 1 o'clock.
1
So we
o'clock.
have Alec, we
Alec,
have Dorothy
Deborah.
and gang. Then we have
There's a break.
We
Is
have
there a
Dale Shores.
Oh, Dale comes on before you?
Yeah, Dale's
He's at
on,
4?
and then Tony's on now just from 4 to 5.
Oh, he's only 1 hour.
Yeah, I
and
took
Dale's
his
an
other hour.
And Dale's an hour?
Yeah, and then I'm 5 to 6, and
Then
Ann
Ann
Walker is an hour and a
6 to
half with.
7:30.
Ann
By the
is
way,
after Jasper, I love Ann Walker.
JW
I love Scott
JW
Nevins.
needs
We love
his
her.
Gatorade and his power bars
That
for
is-
Wednesdays.
Yeah, I'm glued
That's
to
a
this.
big day for
Yeah, I'm
JW.
glued.
God, JW, that's fierce. I'm
keys.
glad. What a great lineup you're
But
a
I
part
do
of.
want to give a shout out to Ann's co-host Scott. I love him. I think he's a great addition to her show. Scott Nevins, right? And he's on the show The People's Couch on Bravo. Where
Okay.
where they watch TV and
Yeah, which I
comment
don't
on.
understand, but okay.
Oh, okay.
Are we going to talk about Tom Hanks' son?
Oh, the rapper.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. I
Well-
really feel sorry for Tom and Rita because Chet Hanks was. They're looking for him, the police, because he
Oh, I don't-
destroyed a London
I actually don't know about this.
hotel room.
Yeah, this is
And
recent.
he does things like "Don't you know who I am?" which nobody knows who you are, Chet Hanks, and we don't give.
But he
two
also
Fs.
thinks he's a gangster
Even your
rapper. He
parents
does, yeah.
don't act like that, and they're big movie stars. So sit down, Chet Hanks, and get a little less entitled.
Now, our
It's
dear
disgusting.
friend Gregory Butler, friend of the show,
Yes.
who's dear friends with Rita Wilson.
Yes.
I would love to get Gregory's
Well,
take
he's not
on
gonna
it.
say- he's
no,
not-
I just because the kid Wendy Williams takes him down every week because
Well,
he thinks
I'm
he
sorry.
thinks he's a rapper.
Well, and he's acting like an entitled brat. You don't. As soon as you say, "Don't you know who I am?" It's all over.
Explain to me now. Is he?
That's why I'll never forget that Reese Witherspoon did that. Sorry.
In that
and your
drunken
movie
video?
was Sofia Vergara tanked.
Tanked.
Sorry.
You know, I totally forgot it opened.
Nobody cares.
But the movie everyone
Sorry.
is saying is hilarious as Spy with
Oh,
Melissa.
I'm
of
looking
course.
forward to
It's
that.
Melissa McCarthy.
You know, I
Yes.
totally forgot that
Yeah.
Reese Witherspoon's movie
Yes.
came and went.
Came and went. Hot Pursuit.
But
Nobody
Ryan
cares.
Felipe, shout out to you because your series got picked up for a second
Right.
season.
Right.
Secrets and Lies.
Do you watch
Sofia
it?
Vergara. Be
No,
glad that you're
Dennis
on
did.
Modern
Oh, okay.
Family.
Yes,
No
sorry.
one cares.
Jasper worked with Ryan Felipe on MacGruber.
He was the
and
nicest guy ever.
they flew back on the airplane together.
Yes, and I heard a lot of good stories
Yes, I'm sure
that
you
I'm
did.
saving for the book. Okay, well, I think we're gonna have to take
Oh,
our first
okay.
break because when we come,
Well,
we
what
gotta,
about Jennifer Bassey?
Oh wait, we got time.
Yes.
Okay, so our dear friend
Jennifer.
of our show, Jennifer Bassey, who's also my client.
Shame on you, Delta Airlines.
Yeah, hashtag boycott Delta Airlines.
Yes.
Although Dennis and I will be on a flight in a week from Thursday, first class on Delta. So please,
First class?
I had to say that in case the flight attendant. That's
Really, first class?
I only now fly first class.
Wow.
That's the one expense.
Do you have to pay a lot extra?
It doesn't matter. I
Okay.
told Dennis I would hook on the corner. To,
Well, you could get a lot of hooking up.
in Palm Springs, maybe.
Yeah, you
Not
just have
here.
to stand there and show your muscles.
But I still, and I have a sister-in-law who's worked 33 years for
Yes.
Delta.
Hello,
and
Bunny.
I guarantee you, my sister-in-law would never do what
Never.
this flight.
The customer is always right.
Yes.
People.
So Jennifer Bassey was on the way Tuesday, flying to Indianapolis. Her new boyfriend of a year, George. She was finally meeting his grown kids and grandkids.
She could have been my new stepmom.
I know, damn it.
I know.
But
Jennifer
she had a
saying-
little altercation. First they were 2 hours late getting on the plane. Then when she got on, do I need to retell the story? It's all over.
Anyway,
TMZ.
basically, she needed to use the restroom, and the flight attendant was rude to her, and they got into a little scuffle, and Jennifer mouthed, "Go F yourself," to this flight attendant, and there was a little bit of thing, and the police took her off and
treated her like a criminal.
treated her like a criminal.
Called her a threat to the
and
plane.
she's in her 70s.
Right.
But the crazy thing is, it was about her not washing her hands.
Her not
And
washing
that's
her
how
hands.
it started.
It was
Basically, what
ridiculous.
happened was that it's one of those little pedal pusher planes.
Yeah.
It's a
Yes.
really tiny plane. So the bathroom, the toilet in this bath. Jennifer's, of course, had never been on one of these planes. To flush it, it didn't have the normal button. So Jennifer, the girl was already rude to her when she asked, could she use the bathroom? She's like, it's right there.
Wow.
And then she had to open. She goes, I'm sorry, ma'am. Could you? I don't know where the button is. She goes, it's a handle. It's right there. Push the handle. And Jennifer was like, okay. And she goes, and you'll wash your hands right here in the sink. And Jennifer said, no, I'm not washing my hands. You're not washing your hands. And it's a tiny plane, like 50 seats. And Jennifer goes, no, I'm not washing my hands. And she goes, what do you mean you're not? She goes, who are you? The hand washing police? She
I'm
said to-
kind of the hand washing police, and my dad will
No,
testify
but
to
Jennifer
that.
said, I don't touch your nasty soap and water.
She brought her own.
I have Perel in my purse. And then as she turns and she's walking down back to the aisle, she's like, Jesus Christ, who is this woman to tell me? So the guy next to her was like, what the fuck is that woman? I heard all that. What's going on? Jennifer said, she's got it out for me. Let's just leave it alone. So anyway, they waited another hour on the tarmac. So everyone had their laptops out. Now, Jennifer was missing a big audition with Martin Scorsese's daughter, Domenica, who's directing a film, and she was missing it on Wednesday. She was going to have to put herself on tape. So she got her.
Did she get it already?
Well, listen, she got her laptop out and was looking at her script, and it was time to put it away because they got in line. They were number 11 to take off. And so she said she was looking at her laptop. She saw the feet coming towards her, and the same lady came, and she goes, you need to put that away. And Jennifer said, I'm going to. Put it away now. And Jennifer's like, I'm going to. So Jennifer folded it. She put it away, and she turned to the guy next to her and said, see what I mean? I told you. And the girl turned back around and goes, what did you say? And
It's like high school on a plane.
high school. And Jennifer goes, I just said I was putting my laptop away. And Jennifer had her hand on the back of the front seat. So when the lady turned to go, she rubbed up against Jennifer's hand and she turned and goes, don't you touch me. You try to hit me. Don't you ever touch me. And Jennifer apparently went, go fuck yourself. And at that point, the lady,
I don't blame Jennifer.
the other flight attendant came back. She went up and then the other flight, there was only two, came down and said, did you use profanity to her? And Jennifer said, no. Did anyone hear?
Because if you use profanity to a flight attendant, you can be arrested, correct?
Well, first of all,
why
you
are
know,
they so special?
well, the best thing about all this happening, once it went viral, the comments of how many people hate flight attendants, saying, I wish, I've been wanting to tell them to go fuck themselves for years. And this is why, again, I say, I know my sister-in-law Bunny is an exception to the
She
rule.
is an exception.
But,
I could never see her behaving like
But
this.
and you know, I thought too, if you're at the lowest seniority where you're working on this 50-seat pedal pusher plane, you're not making
Right.
you either
you didn't
just
do
start,
well for your career.
Yeah, and so, but I can't believe that the pilot didn't come out because he ultimately had the decision to take the plane and go back to the gate. But two NYPD Blues came in and took her out of her seat and took her out and
By the way, if you want to see Jennifer's interview, I have the video on my Entertainment Dish with Dara page on Facebook.
yes.
Don't you ever touch
Well,
me.
thank you to publicist extraordinaire Dominic Friesen with Bridge and Tunnel, because I made one phone call to Dominic. Jennifer didn't even call me to the next day to tell me. But the best part of all
And
is,
if you do watch it, please comment. I'd like to know what you think.
the best part is, so she was horribly treated rude. I mean, she could have been arrested.
And she's in her 70s, people.
but
this
she
is
could
a
have been
senior
arrested.
Citizen.
They had to go over and
Can you
talk.
imagine if that happened to Rose?
I know.
They had to talk to Delta and then decide not to arrest her. Because if she'd been arrested, that's a federal offense. But they released her. The queen, I say queen, the bitchy queen at the ticket counter said, and I'm not going to help you get another flight either.
Oh, really?
And she's like, and you can go fuck yourself too, queen. Take the dick out of your ass.
That's what Jennifer said?
Jennifer said that? Wow. Yeah.
So then she normally gets a wheelchair and everything, so she was left on her own. She goes back out to JFK and gets in line for a taxi.
Was she crying at all? I feel so
Probably.
Yeah, it's
and
upsetting.
George and the family,
would
they're
cry.
waiting at the airport.
Oh,
to-
George wasn't with her.
He was already in
No,
Indianapolis.
they were going to meet the family.
Guess who? Stepmom's coming, and so she gets it. But this is what I love about actors. So she gets a cab. She gets a cab, and there's a guy who says, "Can I share the cab with you?" She goes, "Whatever, get in." So he gets in, and he goes, "Oh, bonjour," whatever, and she goes, Are you French?" There were two passages in the script that she didn't even want to go in originally on the screenplay, on the audition, because it had French in it. And Domenica, the director, said, "I know her, bring her in." She spent the next hour in the cab. He taught her phonetically the two passages of French.
Oh, wow.
She got up the next morning, went to the audition, nailed it, did the French, and now she's on a veil for Martin Scorsese's.
Yay!
So that's, everything happens for a reason. Mercury is in retrograde, and Jennifer said if she had known JW that Mercury was in retrograde, she never would have
Oh,
flown.
yeah, I'm sure.
Because she lives by that.
When is Mercury out of retrograde?
The 11th.
Okay.
Of June?
If she
Yes.
lives by that, why didn't she know it was in retrograde?
Well,
Oh.
I know. Well,
Ouch.
Oh.
Well, I was just curious.
Well, okay. Well, wow.
Because it's in retrograde. That's
it's a
why she
good-
didn't know.
Obviously, Ralph has really learned well for me in 4 years. Now the bitch is now
The
there's
bitch is
another
back.
bitch. So
Well, I know it was just a factual question.
He's,
it's
he's
like,
correct.
can we tell a story about
She is
something?
blonde.
Okay.
Maybe she forgot.
Something JW that happened at the meeting the other night when someone's chair fell.
Oh no, we can't.
okay.
We're gonna go for break.
We can talk about that later, right? Because
Off
Ralph
the
Ralph
air.
just did a similar thing, didn't he?
Yes.
Okay. Listen, when we come back, I'm so excited because we have 3 of the 4, but we have 3 of the stars of this new horror film that I happen to be in called Savage Sisters. We have Erica Renee Davis, who's a returning
A
guest.
returning guest. She is fierce, Erica.
Danae Busby, who is fierce.
Work it out, Danae.
And my big nemesis, and not big, I don't mean that, but my real nemesis in the movie is Amazon Beard.
Yes, I just met Amazon.
She's
is
lovely.
fierce.
She
is
is
lovely.
great.
And
So-
she's
be
dressed
fun.
very snazzy.
Yes,
Yes.
we're gonna take our first break. So when we come back, it's gonna be all about Savage Sisters, and I've got 3 Savage Sisters right here.
Yeah.
And don't forget, July
Here we
1st,
go.
Wednesday,
All about
one-on-one
Jasper.
with
We
Jasper
have to.
Cole.
You can never say it enough. You
Oh,
can
and
never.
Dominic, it's the no fluff zone.
It is. You will be entering the no fluff zone, but this today is all
Oh,
fluff,
Work
bitches.
it
So
Yeah.
come on back.
Come
no
back,
fluff.
We will be
planet
right
Earth.
back. Thank you.
You're back on the set with Hollywood's bad guy, Jasper Cole. Here's Jasper Cole.
All right, howdy, 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 and welcome back to On the Set with Jasper Cole. We have a jam-packed ounce of beauty in here today, and
Thank you,
and
Jasper.
I wasn't talking about you, Ralph, actually, for a change.
But you're
But
fabulous.
since you've already interrupted, please welcome back my way too gay sidekick,
That's
Miss
right.
Ralph Cole Jr.
That's right. Hello. You can't get any better than this, okay?
We didn't give him a headphone.
Planet Earth up. I
That
don't
way he
need a
can't hear
headphone.
himself talk.
My
And Ralph,
voice
I like
will
how
be-
you have all the cookies.
Well, the girls didn't want them because they're all so beautiful.
Right.
And they're gluten-free. And the cookies are full of gluten. So I
Well-
just relieved them of that temptation and brought them
Thank
over
you so
here.
much.
He's a giver.
Yes.
give her a lot
And
of
that other voice that you just heard is my other sidekick, Miss Dara Zane Scully.
Yes, Dara.
All the
work
way
it
from the
out.
OC.
From the OC.
Real tits. Everything's real. Everything. Right?
Oh, that's something you don't see.
We are promoting real tits
Real.
on
Well,
the
No
set.
Botox.
June is
No
busting out
filler.
We don't have
over.
anything
And
against
so are
implants
they.
either.
Okay.
We're not implant
Promotion of real
opposed to implants, are
No.
we, Ralph? No, not
No.
at all.
Boobies
no,
are
we're-
boobies.
Yeah,
Boobies are
this
boobies.
is true.
Boobies
So
are rubies.
this is our last show of the season.
True.
We're going to take a 3-month hiatus, and so I will see you bitches back in September.
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 Not
What do you-
Labor
Well,
Day
3
weekend.
months would make it
Why are you
actually
giving me that stank
Well, no,
face?
3 months would actually be October.
Oh,
So we're
well-
on a 2-month hiatus. And we're taking that hiatus also to help welcome Jasper's new
3
show. I
months,
don't know
but
if you've ever. Oh, is it 3 months?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, my new show
One-on-one with
Wednesdays at
Jasper.
5:00, one-on-one, because we're gonna get serious. It's the no fluff zone.
Right, I've been
Righteous.
banned
Right.
in all my superficialness.
Didn't my publicist Dominic say that to you?
Hi, Dominic.
He said no fluff, Dara. Okay,
Yes.
enough about that. Listen, let's get to
Yes,
the
let's
real
get
reason
to
we're
the
here.
meat
Yes.
of the matter.
Now we have promoted Savage Sisters before on the show.
Yes,
But
many
and
times.
we have a
Thank
returning
you.
guest, Erica Renee Davis.
Hello.
Yes,
Lovely.
welcome.
The lovely.
One of the
Looking
stars.
lovely as always.
She's a returning
Thank
guest.
you. I'm the reason the cookies got moved.
Oh
BTW.
well, listen, like you need to worry about it,
Hey,
please.
You can never be too comfortable.
Oh,
Well, see, that's why you look so fierce because you're disciplined.
Yes, honey, gluten free, single, sexy, and free.
all
Okay,
right.
there you go. And
I
that
like
voice,
that.
and that voice you heard is she's just fierce.
Fierce.
She's got the girls out. And
they're
everything.
always
Danae
out.
Busby, give it up. Yes,
Thank
another
you so
star.
much, Jasper.
What's
honey.
the buzz?
Yes,
Look
honey,
at
my
you.
girls are always on digital display.
They look
Digital
should
fabulous.
be.
Digital
Fabulous.
display.
See, Danae,
And
how you are?
congratulations, because Danae is getting married.
Yes.
Oh, great!
She is
Congratulations.
I am
engaged.
off the block, bitches.
All
Off the block.
right, work it
The
out.
block.
When are you getting
Okay.
married?
August 14th.
Okay.
Wow.
And in Manhattan Beach in a very fabulous 1920s diva fashion.
Nice.
Wow.
And
It's
how
gonna be-
many women do you have standing up for you? I suggest only one.
Well, I have 8 bridesmaids
Oh, dear.
and 3 ladies in waiting.
Oh, I like that.
Okay.
What do they do?
Well, they're low
They're
key
standbys.
bridesmaids. They're low key bridesmaids, but my boo thing didn't have enough men.
Oh,
I love it.
You know,
Right,
so they
oh.
walk down. They get a whole different color. They
Oh.
walk down in a different.
What
beat.
color are the
that's
bridesmaids?
Champagne.
Okay.
And the ladies in waiting are in black. look.
Now, are they the
Right.
less attractive friends?
No, they're fine, honey. They're fine. We will all be.
They're
in,
all fine.
We will all be in Living Cutter in Cabo.
Wow.
At the end of the month.
Look at you.
Okay.
What's your David? David is your fiance.
David Anthony Howard.
Shout out.
He's the most unbelievable, amazing human being.
Aw.
Is he a fellow actor?
Congratulations.
I don't.
He's not an actor. He's a
Thank God.
producer, honey,
You-
and he
Smart.
creates mobile games. I don't even know what that means,
Oh.
but
But
it sounds
the
cool.
the
That's what
check's
he's doing.
clear.
It sounds very
Exactly.
When he
cool.
says he's in the other room, that's what he's doing today.
Right,
Because
'cause-
creating mobile games.
Right, and how that works.
As
Okay.
long as the check's clear, so who
Yes,
cares?
honey.
Can you share with us how did you and David meet, Danae?
Well, we met through mutual friend. His best friend is Farnsworth Bentley.
Oh,
I
yes.
happened to be on the red carpet at the BET Awards. I was like, "Hey, Farnsworth." He was like, "Hey, Danae." And then behind him was this fine, tall ass dude. I was like, "Who is that?" But I had a thing at the moment, so I was like kind of low key thinking that because I
Meaning
don't.
you had to get rid of somebody?
Well, honey,
It was on his way out.
He was on his way out,
Right.
honey. He
Thank
had
you.
to go.
Right.
It was a 7-year boo boo.
Thank you.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Another
That's a
story.
long time.
And seeing David behind Farnsworth just kind of singed that deal a little
Honey,
bit more. Okay.
honey, it was like kick into gear.
Wow. Instant. You knew.
Instantaneous. So I was like, "Who is your friend?" He was like, "This is David," but he had a boo thing. So that moment,
thing.
A boo thing.
a boo thing.
That means like a Band-Aid.
gotta
You need
get
to
up
get
to-
rid of it.
Yeah. Ouch.
Ouch! You pull it off slowly,
Right.
and then,
No.
whatever. And so that moment was just a moment in time, and we danced to Frankie Beverly and Maze at the BET Awards next to Say Say and JJ, and they was there getting that groove on.
All right.
And then about 4 or 5 months later, we met again at a friend's birthday party, and I did my once around, and the girls were on digital display.
Right.
And I did my once around. I was
Good
like,
investment.
Good investment, girl.
Your
Thank
once
you,
around,
Jesus.
you checked out everything.
Well, you know, you do it once
Ralph
around.
does that, too.
You do it once around the
Circulate
room.
so
Yeah.
you can see and be seen.
Right,
You know
honey.
that, you know,
right.
that-
Because when I'm in the building, everybody needs to know I'm in the building.
Exactly.
Thank you.
We're marking our
Oh, yeah.
space, our
Yeah,
territory.
I'm in
you
the
know.
building.
Yes,
Okay.
you are.
I'm in the building.
I'm in the building.
That should be
Right.
your T-shirt.
You are
I'm in the
hilarious.
Yeah.
building.
I like that.
God.
That's a
in the
good, like,
building.
if you start a production company, I'm in the building.
Building.
That's
Production.
it. But
Yeah.
you have to some, and I'm in the building.
Right.
It has to be done like that. I'm in the building.
I'm in the building.
I'm in the building.
Okay. That's
So I
okay,
was in the
we coined
building, and I did my once around. And when I stopped at the Half Moon Circle, David was there on the corner of
Again.
He was there. And I said, "Hey." He said, "Hey." I said, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm leaving." He said, "That's horrible because you look stunning." And I said, "Well, maybe I can stay 7 minutes."
I love it. Danae.
7 minutes. You
Can
got
we-
seven.
Danae.
You have 7 minutes to sell yourself.
Can we just back up for 1 second when you said, "Oh, I'm leaving."
Right.
And
And clutch the pearls, aka the jewel of the bosom of the valley.
Okay. In
Yes.
bosom of the
Yeah,
Wow.
in where God lives.
Okay.
So after
7 minutes. Did you have a timer?
I did not have a timer because after an hour and a half,
Okay.
Okay.
after
was
he
on.
had me laughing my ass off,
Oh,
But
that's fantastic.
he still hadn't got the digits. So low on the high key. I was like, well,
I'm totally lost because I'm just a silly
White
Jewish
girl.
woman that has no idea
Jewish
what
white
the
girl.
hell she's saying.
I don't know the flamingo.
I'm done.
There'll be a handbook
I am
later.
so white and Jewish.
Danae will have a handbook
Danae
for
needs
this.
to
I'm
break
going
it
to make a
down.
handbook later for you to use all the lovely beats. Okay?
Because we have to figure out how to spell Bilton.
Right, unbuilt.
I mean, I thought I was cool, but I am so not cool.
Wow.
So low on the high key, I was like, maybe this is one of those moments where God says, "You're blessed and you still got it," and this is not the one. But he so effervescently said, "I have to run, and I haven't finished my story, but that's okay because I'll tell you on Wednesday on our date."
Wow.
Wow.
Aggressive.
That's ballsy.
Aggressive.
Nice.
Assertiveness.
Assertive.
I
Confident.
wasn't used to all that
No.
shit.
Need a
No.
little bit of that. David was in the
He was in the building.
Because
He was in the building.
you're used to being used
Right.
to being a little more in charge.
Right, dominance is
Yeah.
my right alpha
Right.
moments.
I would never have known that.
alpha moments.
How was the first date?
It was amazing, except for he didn't know he was on a date.
Oh. What did he think he was on?
So he thought he was on a bike riding just with a cool chick.
Oh, you guys had decided to go bike
Now,
riding.
did you just
No,
do
I-
that
well-
because you don't usually bike ride?
Well, okay, so after the third day,
riding.
after the third date, and he hadn't called me for that date and to schedule
For the
it.
Wednesday?
For the Wednesday date. He hadn't scheduled it. I decided on that Monday, which represented President's Day, I was like, I want to go bike riding, and I'm just going to go ahead and invite him. And he said yes.
Oh.
But he assumed that yes meant I was just bike riding.
Okay.
Well, the fact that I came in wedges and short shorts and a
course.
bling bling hat might have given you some indication that I was on a date.
Right.
Because you don't ride bikes in wedges, but I did.
Again, you don't ride bikes.
You don't
in
ride.
general,
I don't ride
do you?
bikes, but when I do that in wedges. So, it's needless to say, by the end of the date, when he pressed his lips to mine, and I said, "Thank you for this evening," he said, "When can I see you again?" I said, "When do you want to see me again?"
Wow.
He said, "Tomorrow," and now we're getting married.
There you go.
And so how long?
Bravo.
How long have you guys been together?
2.5 years.
Wow.
Perfect.
Good
He
for you.
proposed after the first year. He was like, okay, so because after Friday, that was Monday. We went out on Monday. Friday, he said, as we sat down to dinner and drank wine, he said, "I don't know what's going on with you, but I'm ready to be your man."
Wow.
I said,
Wow.
well,
I like that sound effect.
right. I had never experienced this before, so I was just like giddy. I was like, what are you? Okay.
Yeah, that's just called a grown-up
Yeah.
and not a baby.
It's
Sounds like you met your equal.
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he balances me out.
Pretty powerful when you meet
He's
your equal.
amazing.
Yeah.
God,
Wow.
good for you
Well,
today.
listen.
Thank you so much.
And good for you for letting somebody balance you out.
Honey, snaps to that, okay? Because
Right.
I had to learn it.
And
Yeah,
a word of
'cause
advice to somebody who's been married a long time: listen to your husband, because they're usually right.
Okay.
I know
hard
it's
to
hard
do.
to do.
Okay.
That's
I
hard.
know it's hard to do.
Look, okay.
I'm telling you.
I don't know. For us
I'm telling you,
lesbians
it's-
out there, we don't listen. To
I was gonna say.
Well,
Today is all like,
I'm telling you. Take it from me.
Right.
Okay.
They're usually right.
I'm going to follow your beats, girl, because you've been married this whole time.
I've been married and with him for 20 years. And he was right about everything. And I got hurt a lot not listening to his advice.
But you still
Not
run. You
hurt
still
by
run the
him.
house, Dara.
Not hurt by him, but just situations.
Right, right.
Yeah. So listen to your husband.
Okay.
Well, speaking of, another
Okay.
another very committed married lady
Yes,
here,
married.
Amazon Beard. Welcome.
Yes,
Welcome.
Hey,
so much.
Amazon's in the
Thank
building.
you. Hello, we are together in a relationship, girlfriend, not yet married.
not yet.
Actually. No.
But is that we don't want to
I
put
would
pressure
love
on
to.
it.
No, no, no. I
But
would
she's
love
more than a
to.
boo thing, Amazon. She's your,
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
no,
she's more than a
my
boo
girl.
thing.
She's
Yeah.
my girl.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I don't want anybody else. I'm off the block, as they say. So
For how long?
Over 2 years.
Wow.
now.
wow, great.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Because when we
Thank you so
first
much.
worked on Savage, I think you guys had just been together a little while, right?
Yeah,
it
we
was
still
all
that
new.
Trial and error.
It
And
was
I
new,
passed
new.
every test
It was
that
new,
needed
new.
to be done. So I'm
Wow.
still here.
That's
I love your
fantastic.
voice, Amazon.
Thank you.
It's
I know.
amazing.
Isn't
I
it
know.
great?
It's amazing.
It's great.
She
If you'd like
introduced.
me to talk sexy, I can talk sexy.
Wow. Yes,
Yeah.
Amazon.
If you need it for those late
Come and get
evening
it.
hours, you know what I'm
Honey,
saying?
that's
Yes,
Teddy Pendergrass
Amazon.
fine. That's Teddy
Absolutely.
Pendergrass right there. TKO.
Teddy
Teddy
Pendergrass.
Pendergrass.
Very white.
Look at all
Wow.
this beauty.
Oh, yeah.
It is so much fun
Very
looking at the
white.
three of you.
Look
Because
at that.
thank you.
And we're
each
and we're missing one beauty as
We're
well.
missing-
We're
Ladae
missing
Bond.
Ladae.
Ladae.
Ladae is a big realtor now.
Yes.
and so
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
today's her a big,
She's selling houses right now.
Sunday's
as
a
we
big
speak.
day.
as
for-
we speak,
Yeah.
she's
Yes.
making multi-million dollar
Yeah.
commission.
I know.
Well, great, because she can just finance this movie then.
I'm so yes.
Exactly.
That would be yes.
Who
what
needs
we
the
need.
Kickstarter?
Right,
She can
right, right.
make one donation
Yes, that would
That
be
is what we
lovely.
That's why
That
we
would be
released her to do
lovely.
the thing.
to
no.
go out and sell.
Well,
In
here's
fact,
a question that we'd all like to know.
really, go ahead.
What was it like working with Jasper
Oh,
Cole on
please.
this
Oh.
set?
Well,
No.
let me speak
Oh,
on that.
my.
because
Oh yes, go
This
down.
is
Let's
Erica
go down
Renee
the line,
Davis,
honey.
Planet
Let's
Earth.
go down
He-
the line.
the absolute worst experience of my entire life.
And I would concur.
No, honestly, so Jasper and I are both from Georgia.
Yes,
he's,
we
he's
are.
from Athens, Georgia.
Right.
I'm from Waycross, Georgia. So he's from Northeast. I'm from Southeast Georgia.
Right.
So different ends of the world. But it's really neat to meet someone from home. Like
And we didn't know that till we were talking that night on the set.
we didn't know, but Jasper was great. Everyone, I don't know where am I looking. I don't know where am I looking.
Oh.
Jasper was amazing.
Uh-huh.
But really, he really was.
Well,
like
thank you.
we were out there all night when the tarantulas were
Oh.
crawling
Do
around.
you remember
Oh,
that place,
tarantulas.
that location?
Oh,
Yeah.
Miss Mr. Strong Jasper saw the tarantula.
Were you there at the
and
night of the
we
tarantula?
Thought,
We-
Were you there?
we
Yes.
thought that he could handle it, but no.
No,
Mr. Jasper
hell no.
took off
Ran
and
to my
Miss
car.
Amazon Beard had to take the tarantula
Did
and
you?
move it back out. Yeah.
I said no.
Everybody
Okay.
disappeared.
I missed that.
They are not
Yeah.
paying anything, and they certainly aren't
Oh,
paying
yeah.
for a tarantula.
No, see, those beats in those streets were not going down over here.
Okay.
But first of all, the location itself.
It was crunk.
Yeah.
Didn't you fly
That
in
was
from
dangerous.
somewhere?
Well, I flew in from LA and
Okay.
from this part of the town, so I flew into the Palm Springs.
Yeah,
airport.
Oh, you literally flew there.
I flew into the Palm
I
Springs.
thought you had
See, I
flown
thought
from like.
you drove.
Oh no, actually, no,
Wait, no,
you're actually
were you
right. I
coming
was
from New
filming
York or
another.
somewhere?
I was filming another movie.
Yeah.
And I'd come from New York. That's right.
okay.
So I landed and
You
okay,
drove down, right?
I drove
You drove
down.
down.
So when I got on set, this was my first horror movie.
See how lies get started?
See
See?
see how that goes down. This was my first horror movie, so I was AKA scared for real.
Real. And then
Like-
you saw the location.
Like for real, for real. As in, black girls don't go to horror movies.
No.
Black girls don't.
Because you're usually
I don't
kill-
like horror
you're
movies either.
Usually they kill you in the first 5
They-
minutes.
they
Right.
do.
Right.
And for me to survive, it was like, am I gonna make it past
Yeah.
page 1?
Right.
And reading the script, I was like, okay, I'm sorry, I don't want to waste my time for page 1.
Exactly.
I don't blame you.
But I was
Yeah.
past page 1, so I gave it a shot.
Thought, wow, I'm on page
Right.
5,
Right,
and I'm
right,
actually
yes,
still. I'm driving a car and everything.
Right, I was like, oh my god, I got girls in the movie.
I'm
they
going to
black too.
Vegas.
Yes.
I was like, I'm going to Vegas. I got they fine. And stuff. I was like, what's a movie? This movie is crazy.
Now I can't remember whose bachelorette part. Aren't you going to Vegas for a bachelor?
Is it
Yes.
We
Is it
it's
Ladae?
Ladae.
It's Ladae.
Bachelorette
Okay.
party.
Yes.
Bachelorette party,
Yes.
exactly.
How interesting, because now you're getting married.
And
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm getting married.
She's my ex-girlfriend, so I'm
Oh, that's
having the
right.
emotional
Yes.
turmoil of it all,
Right.
but the supportive, I don't know if you want to call me friend, sister kind of now thing.
Sisters.
Oh, you mean with Ladae?
In the
Is that the
movie,
fourth
yes,
one?
it's her
Yeah.
ex
Is that the fourth
girlfriend.
one?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, the fourth
Yeah.
one.
And shout out to Dan Smith also, by
Oh,
the
yeah.
way.
Oh,
Director.
Word up, Dan. Word
Dan,
up.
Dan is
you.
in San Diego working
Working.
today.
Okay, if you eat one more cookie, I'm gonna
I
let
know,
you
like,
have it.
Ralph was over there.
I'm
eating
gonna let
those
you have
How
it.
many's he eating? Like 5?
I don't know.
If you
Yeah,
eat
at
one
least
more
two.
damn cookie, I'm gonna let you
Can
Can you
have
believe
it.
it? Where does he hide it?
He'll
You
be in
hear
the
me?
bathroom in a
What
second.
is going
So
on?
He's gonna throw up. He's
He'll be in the
bulimic.
bathroom. He's
Oh,
total
goodness.
bulimic.
Do you live on sugar and fat and all the shit I can't eat?
Whenever
Yeah.
the snacks are here, I always go
He
at
teaches,
can't
he
have it.
He
teaches
takes them home.
exercise class.
That's
Like
right.
his
You're
blanket.
yes.
Yes.
I can't have you.
Do you know he's almost 60 years old?
Shut the
Tell
front
him
door.
how old you are.
Honey, that's why good black don't crack snaps for that.
Tell him how old you
Yeah.
are.
I just turned 57.
Snaps
Get
for the good
out.
black,
Miss
honey.
Jane
Thank you.
Pittman,
Good
right here.
Congratulations.
Let me tell you something.
Cecily Tyson.
If they need to bottle up black and put it in a bottle, honey, because it is cream and life, honey. Because good black don't crack.
57.
57.
Wow.
I'll go to
Child.
your
Can't
exercise
even believe it.
That
classes
is-
anytime.
That is yeah.
Okay, because
seriously.
do I need to
I
switch
said
to?
I'll go to your exercise classes.
Oh,
Yes.
thank you, Amazon. I'm just blessed like you with great energy.
What do I need to eat? Gluten and fat and sugar and
Yeah,
what happened?
that's yes. Just eat regular. You'll be fine.
Yes,
Don't be all crazy.
because this is beautiful right over here.
I feel the same about
Look-
you.
look at him.
No,
As you have added on that chocolate chip cookie.
Exactly. So jealous over there.
So jealous.
And you should see him in drag because he does a lot of TV drag.
Oh
a
my
lot of
God.
drag.
Drag
Yes.
too.
I love
Oh,
it.
how
He's
much-
done all
I've
the
been-
shows.
Beautiful
I've
lady
been
you are.
watching RuPaul's
Drag
Oh, the
Race.
Drag Race, yeah.
Yes,
I
honey.
love that show. It is
Fun.
amazing. It is amazing.
It's fun.
You know, before you guys came on, you probably heard Amazon in the green room because of the
Swallow,
Don't
Ralph,
talk with
please.
your mouth full, Ralph.
Swallow.
because of
Swallow,
the,
Ralph.
Swallow.
because of the transition that Bruce Jenner has gone
Yeah.
through.
Right.
It has
Yes.
opened so many doors
It has.
for that. The
It's no longer
Transgender.
the LGBT community. It's now
Wait.
GLBT community.
They're first.
Oh, really?
Did they switch it?
Oh.
Yes.
Well, let's.
What?
They did.
Yes.
Don't
That's
forget
amazing.
Laverne Cox
Really?
on Orange is the New
Orange is the New
Black.
Black.
Yes.
Exactly.
Now
They're
Laverne.
really going to switch the letters?
They already have.
See, I
from
didn't
the
know that.
Christopher
It's
Street
official.
West for the Los Angeles Gay Pride Festival. If
Wow.
you look on their site, it's now T
T.
first.
Wow.
But you know what? With Laverne, though, the kind of the kind of visibility that Caitlyn Jenner has versus a Laverne Cox is completely
Oh,
It's completely
totally.
different.
opposite ends
Yeah.
of the spectrum. So not that Laverne wasn't already breaking down barriers, but to have essentially
Caitlyn has
the
knocked the building
like
down.
Caitlyn Bruce Jenner was like the Michael Jordan
Yes.
of track and field,
Yes,
essentially.
yes.
Right.
So
We talked about this years back when Magic Johnson came out as HIV positive. In many, many ways, I felt like he did for the HIV community what Caitlyn may do for transgender.
Yes.
Because you remember how
I agree.
AIDS had been around 10, 12 years by then, but
Years.
something
Yeah.
about him getting it sort of put a new face on it.
It was a real platform.
Straight
Yeah, it was a
and
real
into the
platform.
limelight.
It kind of changed it, but the reason I give props to Laverne also is, as we know from the South, this was I think a relatively poor black guy in Alabama,
Yeah.
of all places. So you're talking about cultural and religion and race.
Yeah.
All that
How,
kind of stuff
how old
mixed
was
up.
Laverne when she transitioned?
I
Do we
believe in
know?
her
I'm not sure.
20s, but
okay.
I don't know. But
I don't know for sure
but
either.
she's
Well,
got-
Caitlyn is much older than that, but
Yeah.
Well, no, I think hopefully now people that need to transition will be able to transition younger
Sooner.
than 65.
yeah.
But to your point, Erica, what were you going to? Were you saying
Oh,
that
sorry.
because
No,
of the exposure that Bruce got versus the exposure that Laverne
Yeah.
got, because it's such a vast difference?
And it's a difference in versus the exposure that Joe Schmo in Waycross, Georgia,
Right.
will or won't get. I mean, someone made a really good point, I think, on the E Network the other day, saying that the random person in small town America doesn't have a team of cameras following him or her. They don't
that's really
have
good.
an endless access to money. They still have to go apply for jobs and deal with the discrimination that comes along with being transgender. So I think that Caitlyn's opening doors, but I still think there's a long road ahead
Right.
for people who are not famous.
Right.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
But I appreciate it. I mean, I applaud him, and I think it takes a lot of balls, pun intended.
No pun
Hello.
intended.
Apparently
Long
Apparently,
as
he
that's on the
still
flow.
has his.
Oh, he still has
apparently.
the balls.
but that's a
Apparently.
really good
Oh.
point that you make.
He
too.
hasn't had the bottom surgery.
Okay.
yet.
Because, yeah, we've all said, that's such a great point, is that not everybody will have a crew to be able to follow them
No,
around.
yeah.
And that's why
That's why she should open a foundation.
Right,
The
exactly.
Caitlyn
exactly
Jenner
right.
That's
Foundation.
what Dara brought up
Send her
before.
an email.
And that's why I like bringing up the Laverne
I've been
Coxes.
tweeting.
And
I don't
let's
think
not
she
forget
pays
the
attention,
Candace
but-
Canes.
Hello.
We
yeah.
never mentioned
Do you remember Candace Cain?
or
It was-
Calpurnia Adams. I mean, these
Calpurnia has a show here.
Sure.
these are celebrated transgender, and not in the same respect as somebody from Waycross. They have a little bit more celebritydom, but still, throughout this whole Bruce Jenner, I haven't heard anybody mention Candace Cain.
That's
And
true.
Candace was fierce. She started on Dirty Sexy Money.
Hello.
She opened the doorway for transgender on a prime time 1 hour show.
She played Billy Baldwin's girlfriend
her.
on
Okay.
there.
It's always really interesting when the people, we say they, right? Whoever they may be in this case, decide to give platform or notoriety to something or someone.
Right.
Right. And so it's always done in this grand form. Vanity Fair, the cover that Caitlyn got was probably the most quintessential way for somebody to be represented in a way of, we accept you.
Right.
This is
Yes,
now
exactly.
accepted.
Right.
And if you think back in history, there are many ways that they choose to give audience or give acceptance to a platform that, before that person or that particular thing has happened, it's probably gone on before many, many times.
Right.
Many people have accomplished that same goal, but when they decide to recognize
Whoever
it,
they are.
whoever they are,
Right.
and give it the platform, it becomes this universally accepted thing
Right.
that is almost, they want us to believe that it's, we came up with it.
Right.
We
Right.
decided
anointed
that this was
Decided.
okay.
Right.
And now so the Vanity Fair cover was very that. It was, now this is great.
Now everybody can
Now,
accept, right.
and to partner it with Kardashians and the whole sensationalism behind it, it's very representative of, we have decided now you Americans can join in.
Right. That's so well put, Danae.
Well,
it's so
that's
true.
why back to Laverne, when she got the cover of Time magazine, that was a big deal as
Yeah.
well. But also what I give Laverne credit for is she only became well known for her accomplishments after she did the transition.
Yes.
Bruce, of course, was already an Olympic
Yeah.
athlete and
A
now
Kardashian. He was
A Kardashian.
Kardashian.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let me ask you, what do you think of that Kardashian part of it? Because now he's getting sorry, it's so
yeah.
hard.
Yeah.
She's getting backlash for doing the
Yeah.
docuseries, which I'm TiVo and won't miss.
I hate that's such a positive thing is being, I guess, undermined,
Watered down a
by
little bit.
by
Yeah.
the Kardashian
Yeah.
element.
Right.
The Kardashians, I think, for the most part, well, for intelligent people, we look at them as being a farce and just, like we look at them for fodder. And so you take something like Caitlyn Jenner transitioning into Caitlyn, and you say, oh, he's just doing it, or she just did it for the publicity, or she just did it for a stunt. Actually, I was talking to a friend who said, I just
Whoever.
think, well, and,
Yeah.
and I've had someone say to me, I think Caitlyn Jenner just did this like for publicity. And when you put the Kardashian element in there, like it kind of seems
Right,
that
of
way.
course.
But if you don't look at it from a broader lens, a broader scope, it's easy to think that way.
Right.
But you,
Separate
I,
the two.
I want to say this though, interject that the Kardashians are what they are, but hello, players in the building can't hate the game because
Oh,
the business
please.
is real.
It-
Hello,
No,
Damn.
it definitely
building.
It
So
definitely
for-
is real, but I
for
think
whatever,
that-
what I want to say is for whatever farce they represent, you have to give them credibility from a business perspective. They've created a
Amazing.
global,
They have.
sensational empire.
I
don't-
give
That
Chris
it
the
cannot-
mother.
It cannot be taken
Yeah.
away. Even Kim, for whatever she's not famous or talented for, she's taken that not famous and talented beats, honey, and
Yeah.
turned
Oh.
it into a castle.
But
see-
I think what's happening
crazy.
though, that we look at the Kardashians as being not talented and really not really worthy of our time and attention. Then you take Caitlyn, which is something that I think is worthy of our time and attention. We try
She's
to
amazing.
we compound the two and say, well, he's just one of them, so therefore it must just be a publicity stunt.
And
I think,
truthfully,
and we
it's
have to
Chris
separate
Jenner who is the brains behind the whole operation. You know,
Yeah.
if Chris resurrected Bruce's career when
Yes.
they first got
He was
together,
brook when she met him.
so she's
Yeah.
quite brilliant
Yeah.
You're
herself.
funny. You're like,
You have to give her props.
You
I mean,
have
that
to-
woman
you-
is so savvy.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
Here's the thing: sensational celebrityism, as I call it. 10 years ago, we mocked it. We thought, oh my God, reality
Paris
stars,
Hilton
Paris
and-
Hilton,
right,
ha ha ha. Hello, 10 years later, boo.
How
When
many
it-
actresses are trying to
when
get
it
on reality
becomes-
shows
hello,
now?
when it becomes
Everybody in
billions.
Hollywood, everybody.
And everyone in Hollywood is now saying reality is actually the way to get in.
Yes, it is.
Versus hustling and pimping yourself out for every cattle call
Right.
and audition on the block.
Are you finding this in your career? Like people
Oh,
are.
I am. I'm gonna say I'm gonna put myself on Front Street. Even though I've been blessed to.
You'd be great on a reality show.
Well, I've been blessed to consistently have acting work. However, I cannot lie and say that it's not frustrating as a black actress
Sure.
to
Absolutely.
be passed over or taken for granted. So I did create my own reality. I just sold it. AKA Hallelujah.
Congratulations.
Hallelujah.
Can you talk about it yet?
I can't talk about it too
Okay,
much. I will
okay.
say this. I will say that it's a reality show that I created. I started an oil and gas company a year and a half ago, and not just. And when I say oil and gas, I mean transporting it, drilling for it. My background is engineering. I have 2 degrees in engineering.
Oh, you're
so
educated.
I took that and I said,
Girl, 2 degrees in
honey, and
engineering.
2 degrees and 2 boobs.
yeah.
It worked
Wow.
out.
Okay.
Wow.
Wow.
It worked out.
A diploma.
Holy
Diploma from each
moly.
breast,
There
honey,
you
from
go.
the bosom of life.
Wow.
They
Roll
come
it out.
forth.
What kind of
Scroll it.
engineering?
Electrical and mechanical.
There
Wow.
we
And
go.
they marry each
together,
other. And
it
they,
is-
they make love.
I'm really impressed.
They make love.
It's combustible.
So I decided Obama really opened up a really great space for African American entrepreneurs in oil and gas and said that he took up the quota from 15% of the business being warranted to African Americans and or minorities to 33%.
Wow.
So I decided to start a company and garnered contracts from the oil and gas business simply because I was qualified and I was a minority. Now, it took me a ways to open up the door because I still ran into the I can't believe you're black moments. And I can't believe
My
you're a
girlfriend's
woman
in electrical
moments.
engineering,
Yes.
and she's one of the few women in it.
Yes.
Electrical. She's in sales for Steven Engineering.
Yes.
And have you heard of him?
Yes.
And she says she's in a woman in a man's business. It's
You are.
It's really, yeah.
And
it's
so,
a moment.
so not being foreign to that, I expected some of that, but the level of disrespect and the level of
Yep.
complete sheer audacity that we encountered in that first year,
I bet.
to the degree we threw this huge reception or mixer for executives in the oil and gas. The executives from Chevron and Shell and Texaco and all the ones you know were there, and they walked in and saw me and said, "Are you the madam,
Oh, ouch.
Bam.
The madam.
Wow.
or do I get to have you tonight?" in my face.
Wow. That's,
Did you hit him? Did
No,
you
I
slap
mean,
him? Did you do anything?
I'm speechless.
You
That
know-
was here in L.A.?
You have to
No.
find. No, it was in North Dakota.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. It happens everywhere.
No,
My
I'm just
girlfriend's in that
wondering.
business.
But it was in the crux of North Dakota, which is the grandfather of the domestic drilling phase
Right,
in
right.
America right now. It was in the most expensive hotel. We threw it in the most expensive hotel they had in North Dakota. And he literally walked in my face. He said, "Are you the madam?"
What'd you do?
Well,
You have to choose your battles at that
Yeah,
moment.
because
if as I tell my drivers, we employ a lot of minority drivers who drive my trucks, and I tell them, if you decide to choose your battle with your hands, the battle that really matters never gets to happen. It never gets to happen because the moment that man sees me on the cover of Forbes magazine, that will be my slap to his face.
right. Wow.
Honey, yes, I am your madam in your dreams, boo.
Yes.
What's
your
the name of
dreams,
your
boo.
company?
And it's called a D&M Diversified.
Okay.
And the show is called Oil Betties.
Oh, I love it. Is it going to be based out of North Dakota?
It's going to be based here in Los Angeles, living our lives, but we're going to travel to different places where we have business.
Because
across the country.
Lisa Ling on CNN, she does that great series.
Yeah, I
She
love
did a
Lisa Ling.
whole 2-hour show. She went up to North Dakota where the industry has just boomed and taken over these small towns.
It's amazing.
But within some of that, it's all the male dominated. So the prostitution, they brought in, they did a whole thing on the prostitution.
It's amazing.
In the camps that
The man camps. They're
The
called man camps.
Yeah,
They're called
so
man camps.
that's that whole area that your
so
industry
basically
you're
straight
talking
men are
about.
pigs.
There you go. No,
That's
it's
why I'm a lesbian.
Wow.
now. hello.
Yeah.
Congratulate you on getting married.
That's okay. That's okay. Now, if you are looking, now I will say I'm using this platform as an entrepreneur to create notoriety to the secretism that goes on between oil and gas. Right? It's
I bet.
there's a cloak and dagger aspect to it. All you see is money. You never know how people got there.
Yeah.
So and there's a methodology to it that I want to be able to share with the American public. It's not so cloak and dagger.
It's an old boys club.
It's an old boys club, but if you have the credentials, honey, them old boys have to give you your stuff.
And they are getting older.
Well, we
Hello.
can
Yeah.
talk off camera. My brother's been 34 years with a certain company. He started as a roughneck offshore.
Yes.
Offshore in Louisiana, and now he's worked his way up to.
It's amazing. North Dakota at McDonald's, you get paid $27 an hour.
Yes.
That just shows you the community. You can go to Walmart in North Dakota and you walk in the building making $25 an hour.
Of course, you can't move
need
in
to
the
mo-
winter.
I need to
You
move to
can't.
North Dakota.
You can't move in the winter.
You
When am I
can't.
moving to North
And
Dakota?
ain't nobody in North Dakota. Ain't nobody in North
You
ain't
can't
nobody
spend your
there.
money on anything.
Ain't
but,
nobody there,
But that's what
but-
happens. They come. A lot of people
Yeah.
move there.
They move there
for
to
the
make
season
money,
or
right.
whatever.
And they move there to make money and then move out when the season gets slow.
It's a
but
fascinating.
it's an amazing.
that
did
sounds
not
like
know
that's
that.
a reality show I will
It's,
watch.
it's almost a drop in an alien world.
Yes.
That I don't think the American public has ever really gotten a viewed eye from, like a bird's eye.
Right.
view
What's the name
from.
of the show?
Oil Betties.
I love it.
Oil buddies.
You'll let
Oil
us,
Betties, like
Yeah.
a Betty, like
Betty.
a 1950s
Woman.
Betty, like I'm a woman.
Yes.
You'll let us know, right? You'll
I
keep
will,
us.
I
in-
will, I will.
in well, now, first of all, let everyone know social media because that's a whole thing. Like where
social
people can.
media. I am always on social media. Twitter,
is.
Instagram.
She knows her life was her social. I live vicariously through her
I know,
social
me too.
media
She has a lot
because
of
my
followers.
game is awful.
The social media, Snapchat, all my social medias are at Erica Renee D, ERICA Renee RENEED. So I'm on Snapchat, I'm on Twitter, I'm on Instagram.
DEE.
No, just D. So Erica Renee Davis, and I'm on Facebook, but I mean Facebook to me is the new MySpace.
Yes.
So you
Hello.
can you
Yeah.
can like you can
For us old white Jewish ladies.
For all you old white
you're not
Jewish
old.
fans that want to follow Erica, go on Facebook.
yeah.
Oh,
all you old white people, Facebook,
Yeah.
you can find me. Everyone
Right.
else,
Everyone else,
you can
get over
find
to
me on
Instagram
Twitter,
at least.
Instagram.
Is Facebook becoming the new
Fa-
mindset?
my children do not do Facebook, and I am
Yeah.
just stupid to do Facebook.
Well, to me, like you get inundated with game requests and
Oh my God.
birthdays.
I
If
wrote the
somebody
other
pokes
day-
me one more time.
I
I'm
wrote
gonna
the other
poke.
day, I
I
do
know,
not play
right?
What is
games on
poking?
Facebook
Poking
or
my
in real
eye.
life, so stop requesting
Thank
me.
you, and that's what it's
Yes.
becoming. I think it's still a good tool to network, if you will.
Right.
If you haven't moved over to LinkedIn,
Twitter.
or Twitter,
Right.
or
Okay,
Instagram,
that's right.
You know, or Snapchat, or now Periscope. I was actually Periscoping. Periscope.
That's
is
the newest one.
That's the newest one.
I
I
was
can't do
Periscoping.
that.
That's where you have to do videos, though, right?
Yeah, you can act. So I could be live broadcasting this right now. Actually, I was when we first started, and it just broadcast to the entire world.
Wow.
So There's a never-ending like gamut of social media in which
So
you can
tell everyone about you've been doing the AfterBuzz
Yeah,
show.
so-
You've been pretty regular at
I've been-
AfterBuzz, right?
I've been on the panel for American Crime for AfterBuzz TV, which I think
Ralph
is,
and I have both done AfterBuzz.
Okay, good.
Yeah, twice.
And I don't know if you guys out there, if you guys have been watching American Crime, but to me it was one of
Brilliant.
the most brilliant,
Yes.
fascinating.
Regina King.
Regina
Honey.
King.
If she doesn't win the Emmy for that,
Jeez
I mean,
Louise.
she needs all the snaps. You hear me?
It
Yeah.
is.
all of the
she's
snaps.
amazing.
I just talk repeatedly about how it just challenges us to look at ourselves and look at other people. And one, again, being from the South, you see these stereotypes played out in such an egregious way, but it's so true to life. So
Right.
Yeah.
I've been on AfterBuzz TV. I actually just shot a spot on Thursday with Brianna Ide from Nickelodeon. So I'm really excited about that. I think it probably will air in about a month, but it's Nickelodeon International.
I love Maria Munoz and the whole operation
Yes.
she has going there.
Yeah,
That's
she's
great.
awesome.
So
Great
you're
place.
you're doing multiple episodes of AfterBuzz.
So right now I'm only hosting the American Crime panel.
I see.
I probably will join another one. So that's AfterBuzz.
And then you have your sports show.
My sports show is called The Morning Score. When I was here last, we
Yes,
talked about.
yes.
I was pitching a show called The Girls Guide to Game Day. Had a series of successful pitch meetings with major networks. Successful enough, but not successful enough to have gotten picked up yet.
Right. Yeah. Not yet.
One
Not-
day,
not
one
yet,
day.
It's
not yet.
okay. It's
One
okay,
day.
girl.
Not yet, but so
Creating your
now
own content is where it's at.
we're
right.
creating our own content. Now the show is called The Morning Score. It's two girls and a guy. We're co-hosting everything from professional to college sports to gaming. We have a new segment called The Gamer and the Girl, where one of our hosts teaches me how to play video games.
Honey,
Essentially,
can I come on?
Awesome.
Can I come on?
I'm completely
I'm
clueless.
a retard.
Yes.
I'm a
the
gaming retard.
I'm the Jessica.
love that.
I'm the
I'm a
Jessica
gamer.
Simpson
I'm the
of gaming.
gaming.
Like I don't know anything about gaming, so Ben is going to be
Jessica Simpson.
the Jessica
Bless her
Simpson
heart.
of gaming.
God bless her.
That's
Oh,
who
bless
I
her
am.
heart. She has what, $1 billion
$1 billion
shoe company.
Honey, that's what I'm talking about.
So
Change it.
Right.
So doing my sports show, I shot a couple of print campaigns for Mizuno Running earlier this year, and then again on Thursday, I just shot a spot for Nickelodeon. So
Great.
I've been busy.
When
You
you have
are
this
busy.
body, I mean,
Excellent.
busy.
Well, see, again, I
gotta
think
stay
it's
busy.
interesting because no one would peg you, of course, as knowing anything about sports,
No.
right?
Right.
But,
And then
but when it comes in that package, don't you want to watch?
well,
Don't you want to
of
like?
course.
Don't you like? Give me a football,
Yes.
baseball. Give me basketball. I don't know.
but nobody would ever think you're running an oil and gas company either.
Well, there you go.
So see,
So I'm doing D&M Diversified is very, very successful. We not only transport crude oil and natural gas, we do well exploration, we do drilling, we do selling and leasing of oil, the whole entire supply chain, the entire.
and where did this whole acting career was that started first, right? Or did
well,
that sort of just
no, I gotta give you the honest to God truth. I came out of high school. And having just did a couple summers with Ailey, I was a dancer.
you were a
So
dancer? That's right.
And my grandmother, who was a mathematician, she was like, dancing is great. Go to school.
Right. Get
Go
your
to school.
degree.
Hello.
Hello. So engineering was sort of my natural progression. She taught me as a young child. Math and science was my thing. So when I my first college was MIT, and then that sounds less impressive when I think about it in my head because I went there, but just because I thought that's what engineers do, and I got accepted.
But you had
and
to be really smart to get
I
in.
was really smart.
Yeah,
I got a scholarship,
Right.
so it wasn't like I wasn't smart. The environment didn't fit me.
I would think
It
not.
didn't fit
Yeah,
your personality.
it was like my first
Little
day.
too white.
My first day was like the legally
on
blonde.
the
They're
black
like
stuff.
you're
No, no,
like
no.
legally
I
blonde.
was,
You're
I
right.
was very legally blonde.
bet.
I came to my first class, lip gloss and hair, and I sat in the front, and girls were out, and I was like, who wants to be in my study group? All the Asian and white boys looked at me like, we want to fuck you. We don't want to be in a study group.
Even the Asian boys. wanna
Yes,
be?
honey. Well, yeah, you know.
You don't need
Well,
that.
I don't know. I was naive at that
You
time.
don't need that.
So,
Jasper,
That
you were
could
wrong
be a
for that.
he didn't
stereotype.
live.
Jasper, you're
I mean,
wrong.
allegedly.
The Asian
Allegedly.
boys, no.
Listen, I don't know. I haven't had any.
Thank
We
you.
don't know. So I left after the first year. I couldn't take it.
Yeah.
The environment didn't, and I ended up my collegiate career at UCLA.
Okay.
Much
Yes.
more conducive, much more, you know, it
Yeah.
was much more
Yeah.
culturally
Yes.
vibing with what I had going on. I got a chance to dance with Debbie Allen,
Oh,
you know,
great.
across the way, and which was
fantastic.
awesome. So I got to live out different components of who I was and still be a collegiate success.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, my first engineering, so acting and engineering didn't coincide till after my collegiate experience.
After college.
Yes.
Because you were already here in LA.
I was already here in LA, and somebody said at work, they were like, "You're so funny. You should like do something. I was like, honey, can you make money at it?
Thank
Exactly.
you. Thank
Can
you.
you make money at it is what I need to know. I was like,
No starving artist over
right,
here,
honey,
right?
I couldn't do those
No.
beats. I couldn't do the starving artist beats.
Oh, no.
So eventually I got into an acting class. Long story short, amazing coach Michael John Gonzalez believed in me. Honey, when I couldn't read 2 words together, I was so horrible. I was like, the cat ran fast. Is that
But you had personality.
right. So he molded that into something. And my first acting job was Queen Latifah and the Cookout. I ended up doing Cookout 2 with them, and then just recently I was on For Better For Worse with Tyler Perry.
Yes.
Playing a wedding planner of all things.
Has
and
that
I'm
aired already?
It
Or
aired.
it's-
Yeah, it was a couple times. It aired the last episode was
Because
last
they'll
week.
run it more.
Yeah,
Yeah.
mhm.
Did you enjoy working
It
with
was
Tyler?
amazing.
Was Tyler
Tasha-
around?
Tyler was my director.
Yes.
Nice.
He is funny.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I was on set, and being able to work with Tyler, he's a very organic director, meaning that the script is the exoskeleton.
Yeah.
And whatever you decide to show, he'll work with. So I got on set and I thought, some of this writing, I really wanted to transition it. So I decided I was English and maybe French, and I don't know who I was. I
You had an
decided-
accent.
Yeah, it was together. It was melded together. And so my name was, on the script, it was Victimitria. So I thought that was too ghetto. I was like, oh no, my name is Victimitria. And I was Transylvanian too. I don't know what happened. It was a lot of things put together. And as soon as I said that, he was like, yes, honey, yes. I'm going to work with that. And
Did
so,
you throw the honey in there?
yeah, no.
Yeah.
No.
Off camera.
Off camera.
Jasper.
I don't-
Jasper. I'm going back to work there. Don't stop.
I love Tyler. What are you
Don't
kidding?
stop.
Jasper's going
Yeah.
in
Going
today.
in the building. So, and everything I came up with in terms of ad-libbing, he kept. It was, since I was English, I was like, God, sing the Queen Mother and Clutch My Pearls. And he was like, yes, all of that. And everybody do play off that. and so it was really fun.
It's a
And
great
just-
cast. I know Kent Falcon also.
Yes,
Yes.
and Coco is
Coco.
awesome. She is hilarious.
Jason, yeah.
Yeah, they're all great.
Tasha Smith.
They film like crazy people.
Yeah.
I
They're-
mean,
what
they-
are they, 2 episodes a week or
Honey.
3? 3.
A day.
A day. I mean, I'm sorry. Yeah, a day. Yeah.
2
They
or
do.
3 episodes a day.
I know. That's because Denise,
yeah,
my client
yeah,
Denise,
yeah,
who was
exactly.
on my client. 'Cause,
Boutte.
yeah, she was on Meet the Browns, and after
Yeah.
doing that for 5 years, she gets on a show now out here, and she's
And
like,
it takes forever.
Yeah.
She's like,
are we gonna
what's happening? Are we doing anything?
how,
Are we working
why
today?
is this taking so long? So
Oh, no.
it's a great training ground.
A day.
Yeah, I know.
Wow.
I know. So you hopefully going back?
Yes.
Yay.
I am,
Congratulations.
Now Amazon,
Yes.
what's happening with you, my dear?
Oh my gosh. Well, the last show I was on was called Weird Loners.
Okay. Oh, I know that
It
show.
just aired. The season finale was about a month ago. But unlike these lovely ladies, I work at Universal Studios Hollywood, and I do PA work on adult sets.
Well, that's a
Ooh,
no, that's a
that's
reality
cool.
show.
Yeah,
That's
so-
a reality show I
so
would watch.
I stay pretty busy with that while still working on the Savage Sisters
Right.
genre.
Yep.
Right.
And I don't know. I'm just the strong, butch, handsome, silent type. So
Honey,
tell
don't
you,
say just.
There's
ever
only
again when you talk
the
about
good thing
yourself.
about you is there's only one Amazon.
Hello,
yeah.
honey. There's
So-
only
Oh,
one
thank you.
Amazon.
When you go in for the audition, it's either
Yeah.
going to be your part and everyone else can
Bam.
leave.
There
There
you
it
go,
is.
honey. Because
Oh,
I'll
thank
walk
you,
in and be like,
Jasper.
"Am I at the right?" You don't know
Oh,
what you
thank
want,
you.
huh?
No, where-
because she got it.
Social media, where do people follow you?
Well, unlike my fabulous
It's okay.
star here,
I'll assist you with your social media.
yeah,
efforts.
my
Thank you.
social media
Thank you.
beats are. Although I am on social media, I've actually taken more to LinkedIn.
Right.
Than anything.
Yes.
Especially business
I have a
wise.
huge LinkedIn following. I'm an influencer on LinkedIn. You have to be promoted. I have a 10,000 person following, but it's very segregated to oil and gas engineering.
Right.
But all those people out there, if you'd like to follow the professional me, I am on LinkedIn at Danae Busby. My Instagram, I do know my Instagram
Do
name.
you know the? Let me see.
It's at Diva #1.
But
I
you're
love
never
it.
on it. I think I tagged
Well,
you on
sometime
something.
I Insta something. Sometime I
girls.
Insta something, and then Danae Busby on Facebook.
Okay.
So Facebook.
And Amazon, Facebook.
Yes.
I know we're all on Facebook
yes,
together.
I'm pretty much just on Facebook. Unfortunately, I don't have time to do all the other social
Right,
media.
right.
How
so
did she do it?
You're
Are
gonna have
you
to
really a
eventually-
white woman?
Yes, I'm really a white woman in a Jewish body. and I think
Eventually, I'm going to probably have an assistant to
Good
help
for
me do
you.
all that.
Yes.
I know that's right.
So right
Amazon.
now
you better
it's just
speak it.
I am, baby. I am.
Honey, speak it.
So I'm on Facebook. You can just find me. I think it's Amazon _
She said she
beard.
think.
Yeah.
I know. I
love
don't
even
look
know.
myself
I love it.
up. I'm
It's okay.
sorry.
Well, we have to give a shout out to. So there's going to be a Kickstarter campaign for our
Yes.
movie
Yeah, yeah.
launching
Absolutely.
July 8th.
Yes.
And I saw a preview of the Kickstarter.
It's
Dan,
amazing.
Dan did a great job.
Really
Dan
Yeah.
is
Yeah, yeah.
amazing.
Dan is
Every
like
day,
really. This is his
around the
passion,
clock.
his baby.
Yes.
He's
There's
amazing.
a Facebook page for Savage Sisters,
And,
and
Yes.
there's
and a Twitter
a
page.
Twitter, and there's a
Probably
website, right, JW? The website's savagesistas.com. And
All
please,
black girls.
yeah. So
And kind of, man,
Yes.
I just need to get some. I want to get some clarity. I want to get some clarity. So a lot of people are asking, like, what is it? Have you guys shot the whole thing? Is it a show? Is it a movie? So essentially, we were brought together 7 years ago.
originally,
Ooh, Lord,
about
Jesus.
Dan said about 10.
about 10. No, was it 10
But
years
that was the
ago?
audition, girl.
Yeah.
I know.
So we all auditioned and became involved in this project years and years ago. We shot the actual trailer for the
Yes, we
for the movie two years
almost
ago.
2 years
right
ago.
at 2 years, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah.
And so what people oftentimes don't understand is that the magic of Hollywood oftentimes takes 10, 15, 20
It
years.
takes a
Indie-
miracle.
indie
It takes a
filmmaking.
miracle.
For a concept.
An act of God.
And so I've been to several of the, I know, an act of God.
An act of God.
I went to, what's it, the Days of Horror or
Days of
something?
Horror,
Days of Horror.
yeah.
So we've gone to different horror movie convention type things.
Monsterpalooza.
Monsterpalooza.
Yeah, right.
And we've gotten some really good traction, not only with the national horror movie scene and following, but also with the international.
Yes.
So this is a real thing, and
Yes.
it
It's a
is
big deal.
happening. It's a big deal, but the actual product is not completely has not been completely
that's what
gelled.
we're
So
raising
that's
money
what we're
for
working
It's
with
okay.
the Kickstarter
to
campaign.
finish what we started.
Yeah, to finish what we
Yes.
started.
Yeah.
So
Because really, independent content is where it's at. So
Yes.
we're-
It
we're-
is.
and
And what's
shout
so
out to Dan.
so unique about this project is you have 4 African American women,
Four black women.
Hello,
the
Black Girls
leads.
Rock.
Say it is. Say
Black
it
Girl,
as it
I
is.
decided we're gonna be on Black the next
We're
Black
Black
Girl
women.
Rock.
Black, you're 4
right.
black
Thank you.
bitches.
That's what I
That's
decided.
right.
Too
Black
many words.
bitches who kick
Black Girls
ass.
Rock. Black Girls
That's
Rock.
right.
You kick ass, and we won't give everything away,
Yeah.
but let's just say you're not victims.
Hello.
no, yeah.
Right.
No,
Yeah.
for
I-
once.
It's gonna be so much fun now that I've gotten to know you guys to see
To
the
watch.
product. Like,
Yeah.
wow.
You better
We
follow
love
us, Ralph.
Yes, I will.
Yeah.
Amazon.
Can't wait till-
All right.
I
I
will.
don't know if me and Amazon, you may not follow us. You can follow Erica.
Okay.
Choose to.
Well,
You
I,
can LinkedIn me though.
Okay.
Yes,
Because
well,
I say the interesting stuff.
Okay.
Oil
Do
Betties.
have Twitter.
Right,
And I'm gonna
Oil
Facebook
Betties.
you anyway, even though
Right.
you don't do Facebook
Yes.
that much.
I might and I respond.
Oh, you know what I want to ask Erica? Can you explain Snapchat? What is that?
Okay, so again, Snapchat is also kind of so yesterday, but it
see.
kind of is. But
What's the new thing?
Thanks,
and no
Ralph.
one here has an account, but it's
well,
okay.
well, today.
It passed me. It's so yesterday. I didn't bother doing
Right,
it.
right. You know
Same
you didn't bother
here.
doing it, Jeff.
Same here.
So Snapchat essentially is putting up content. It times it, I think, like 4 seconds or 3 seconds, and then you can do as many as, I don't know, 60 seconds per snap. But if you snap something right now, it only stays live for 24 hours. So let's say I snap what's going on right now. You can see it for a 24-hour time period. That's
Then
if
it
I
goes away.
Then it goes away. Now, if I send something to you personally, once you open it, it disappears. And so essentially,
It's
that
good for
Wow.
pornographic
yeah,
stuff.
essentially that's
How-
how
that's how you
that's how
translate
kids were
porn
starting to
type.
use Snapchat. Like back in the
Now you're
day,
talking my language.
people
Is
were
that
like
digital porn?
Yes.
essentially
Yes.
that's what it
Digital
was.
porn.
Like people were sending like dick pics and like breast
Ooh,
pics,
dick
and then
pic.
because they could go away.
Yep.
But then it caught on to like the millennials and the older generations, I guess,
Oh,
if you
dick
will.
pics.
And so.
Is that good?
That's
Old dick
Anthony.
pic?
Anthony
No,
Weiner
it's
did
not.
the dick
No,
pic,
it's
right?
not.
Yeah, Anthony
Yeah,
I don't know if I
From
want to see
New
nobody
York.
old balls.
No, it's
Old
disgusting.
balls.
Well,
It's
listen,
not
we
good.
have to. I can't. You guys have to come back.
Okay.
The time is up.
Oh,
We have to-
God.
I know.
No, don't kick us
So
out.
thank you so much. It's so great to see you, ladies.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much.
Yes,
Jasper
Danae,
Savage.
Amazon, Erica.
Yeah, Savage Sisters.
Really a great
Savage Sisters,
interview.
Shout out.
.com.
You guys are fierce.
Dan
Thank
Smith,
you.
thank you so much.
Thank
and
you, Dan.
this will be up on YouTube in a few days, by
Okay.
the way, on
Okay,
camera.
send
So
the link,
Awesome.
please.
Send
Yes,
the link.
absolutely.
Send
Send
the
the
link.
and congratulations on your
Thank
wedding.
you. Woo. August
Yes.
14th, shout out.
Yes.
Hey,
Shout out. You
That-
put a
show
ring
it.
on it.
Show the
congratulations, David.
Woo.
You got a live one. Okay.
We will be right back. Stay tuned.
Come back, Planet
Mark
Earth.
Bordner coming up next. Bye bye.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Ooh, I'm sorry.
You're back on the set with Hollywood's bad guy, Jasper Cole. Here's Jasper Cole.
Woohoo! All right. Howdy, 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 and welcome back to the very last segment of our last show of the season on the set with Jasper Cole. We were saving the best for last, and we are so honored to have who made a very big trek to get here. A wonderful writer, new writer, and he's going to tell us all about his journey and how this all happened for him. Mark Bordner and his wife Maria, welcome.
Yay!
Howdy, folks.
Welcome.
How are you? Author of The Mighty First, which is his book, and this is actually episode 1. Oh, we have 2 different. Oh, that's a special edition.
I brought you a gift.
Oh, thank you. So, Mark, welcome, buddy. I was so honored because you reached out to me a year ago now, and asked me to be a part of this series. But first of all, let's go back. Tell people a little bit of your journey and your background, and because you didn't start out as a writer.
No, sir. I was doing maintenance for the Winslow School District, and back in 2012, I had a small stroke, and it knocked me out of work, and I was driving this poor lady crazy at home. And she's like, please take some of this time and
do something with it.
Do something, yeah. So I started putting my book together, and I didn't plan on getting it published. It was just something to do.
Right.
That's why I put myself in it, and I figured what better way to honor the woman of 20 years who put up with me than basing the character off from her.
So tell everyone basically the story of the book. I mean,
the book itself?
Yeah.
It's Winslow, Arizona,
which is where you live.
Right. The teenagers in the high school, it's set in the future, and the economy is bad, and they're trying to look at options for their lives, and the government doesn't tell anyone that they know that this alien invasion is about to take place. So they start a big recruiting effort, and Minerva, the main character, enlists with her other teen friends and goes through boot camp and falls in love, and along the way, as soon as they graduate, they find out, oh yeah, we're going to have to liberate Earth because they've been invaded. And the story follows these teenagers as they're missing their parents, and they're facing their fears. And
so you're a veteran, right?
Yes, sir.
Right. You served for how long?
U.S. Navy. I was 2 years active, 6 reserves.
Okay. Wow. Thank you for your service. First of all,
it was a pleasure.
So had sci-fi and this whole had you always been a fan of this sort of genre? Would you call this sci-fi, I guess? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Lifelong.
You've always been, that's always been a passion of yours.
Mm-hmm.
But you had never actually thought of writing any, or you had thought of writing.
Oh, I had a box full of starts that
That's what I was going to ask you. Every writer has their...
And that's why Maria said use those box full of starts and...
Get out of my face.
Right, okay.
Yeah. So in many ways, having this small stroke, in a way, was sort of a blessing in the sense that it's...
Absolutely.
You were kind of there, and you had the time.
Mm-hmm.
Finally, you had the time. You weren't working like before, so...
Right.
Then you were able to pour. But it's interesting because there's millions of people watching and listening. Well, I hope that have ideas that they want to be a writer, and but the fact that you did it and it got published.
How did
you
tell us how the publishing?
Yeah, did you explore that on your own? Did you get an agent, or how did this happen?
That was a total surprise. After I hand wrote the manuscript first, trying to get my arm writing again. It was practice.
It's therapy.
Right.
Physical
therapy. And Maria isn't a sci-fi fan, but she read it just to quiet me down.
In a way, that's interesting. It's probably good she's not, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because it
she
was
can
a
be
good,
more objective.
Yeah.
And she liked it and typed it up for me, and then started scouting publishing houses on the internet. At that time, I didn't know anything about computers.
Right.
I'm an old fogey. And we were telling them, hey, recovered from a stroke, trying to put this together. Can you give us a break? Because publishing houses don't take cold
changed
submissions.
too. Publishing is so many people are self-publishing. So the fact that you actually got to a publisher is, I don't know if people realize how hard that is, but it's very hard.
It is, yeah.
One of their agents took sympathy on me and said, "Well, go ahead and send it in, and we'll look at it." And was it 8 days?
No, it was like 5 days.
5 days. I came back with an offer.
That's
Wow,
amazing.
that is so
It was
impressive.
2 offers actually.
Yeah, 2 different publishers.
Excellent.
And you've had to decide which one to go
Oh
with.
yeah.
And Maria,
Tate Publishing.
And how do you decide? I mean,
yeah.
They offered a better royalty.
okay,
Right. That's a
Smart.
big part of it.
smart.
Thanks for autographing my book, by the way.
Oh, you have a whole set.
Oh, thank you. So this got published, and you started doing signings, right? Did you start going out to certain bookstores?
The publicist set up a signing just in town to begin with because
Right.
It's hard for me to travel.
Right.
And that went really well. And we were going to do a tour. They wanted us to go through L.A. and parts of California and then Chicago. But my dad fell ill, so we canceled that to take care of him until he passed away.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, it's all right. It was peaceful.
Right, right.
But after that, I didn't really have any interest in more tours. So we've only done a couple of signings. And
Okay.
I'm having more success just through the online media.
So online and
excellent.
Facebook.
I have
and
a question for you, please. A personal question. When you were writing the book, when Maria encouraged you to compile your notes and formulate, is there a difference the way you think pre and post stroke? Could you
Yes, it was hard for me because before I think Maria could tell you
I'm gonna cry.
I was fast with humor and I could respond quickly, and after the stroke especially it was hard to talk, it was hard to think, and I had to learn how to read again. I had to teach myself how to write again. It was so frustrating. And the community of Winslow rallied behind us. The churches, the school district, total strangers were coming and helping us because there's a long lag between disability and
right.
And they put food in my kids' mouths for us, and
It's amazing.
That was part of why I wanted to base the book on Winslow, because how better to pay them back?
Right.
Oh, right.
Bravo.
Thank you for
Fantastic.
explaining that.
So,
Because it's so impressive. I look at this and it's just so impressive.
Is there,
what you've
there's more than
accomplished.
one book. It looks like more than one story.
It's a series.
it's a
Okay.
series.
Okay.
Yeah, we're up to the third one right now.
So that's my question was. So this has allowed you to continue to write.
Yeah.
Because you got to keep up with now the demand of these episodes.
They want 8, so
Yeah.
it's about one a year, sometimes a little sooner if I get it done quicker.
Mm-hmm.
And so, did you envision this when you were writing it as a possible film or media, anything, TV or film that was never?
It was just something to do.
Right.
I never expected it to go this far.
Right.
And now we got a call from our publicists. Hey, Paramount secured a 2-year option.
Yes.
So we have our fingers crossed on that.
It's huge.
Excellent.
That's why I was so honored when you reached out to me to be a part of this and be a
Leia and Gina work at Paramount.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In their publicist
In
there.
publicity.
Yeah, I wanted to thank you because you've been so attentive to me on Facebook, and it's just so nice to run across you.
Well, I'm honored that you're talking to me.
We're
you
no
guys are
big deal, Mark.
celebrities.
We're
Oh,
no.
please.
Thank
We're
you,
not
Mark.
celebrities, but thank you
what
for
you've
that.
done.
No,
I
you
mean,
guys are great.
Thank you, Maria. But this is why I wanted to ask you your process, because what you've done is impressive, and maintaining your family and all of that. It's a great journey, and you're still on it. And in some ways, it's almost like, okay, stop. Okay, I just want to
Yeah,
write
you're like,
one.
wait a
I'm
minute.
good.
God,
You
I don't know.
You know,
What
now
is-
you're getting calls. It's like, we're making a movie out of it, Mark, and we're gonna
we
need this,
hope,
and
we
we need specs.
Well, just
and-
listen. Just getting an option from a studio is,
It's
especially this day, the business has changed so much.
Yeah.
That
It's a good
I mean,
it's a-
you know what? It's interesting. I don't want to. It's what's great about you is you have this very real perspective on it from not from being outside the business. So it's better if I just don't say what the
Yeah,
odds are. You
exactly.
know, it's like we'll just let it go the way it is.
Exactly.
Yeah, because
But with Jasper
God has
sa-
a plan that's
Yeah.
bigger than us.
that's for sure.
Clearly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
to
for
Jasper's point, because of all the self-publishing now, that you did it the old-fashioned way is so impressive. And that they took to it, and then 5 days later calling you, Maria, hello. People have to wait,
That was-
So it's very, very commendable.
I'm almost afraid to take credit for it. I mean, the whole thing was just a climb out of darkness for me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Well, you should. I mean, obviously, you're very creative that you were able to write a book and get it. I mean, it's a big deal.
And teach yourself to read and write again, and
Yeah.
the physical therapy.
I
of
tell you,
handwriting.
this guy is a fighter.
Oh,
Well,
great.
but let's give credit to caregivers because we know,
Exactly.
Uh-huh.
you know,
Thank you, guys.
caregivers. That's
Exactly.
a whole
Yeah.
other
you.
job in itself, and
Nobody ever thinks that that's going to happen when they're taking their vows.
and you
And
guys are
sickness and in
young.
health.
You're very young. What are you? 40?
43.
You had a stroke at 40.
How old was I? It was back in
Yeah.
2012. So
So whatever.
3
I mean,
years ago,
40.
yeah.
40 years old.
He
Were you
said
not
1,
feeling
2,
well?
3.
Were there any pre-stroke?
Maria, me too. I can't.
hit me out of the blue.
Just hit you out of the blue. Wow.
Yeah.
And this woman, she bathed me, she dressed me, she fed me, she got me back.
Wow.
Excellent. Thank you, Maria. I mean, this is marriage and commitment.
Oh,
So
Yeah.
I tell you, I love this guy. And
How many kids?
excellent.
20 years, 3 kids.
3 kids. What are their names?
Dylan, Ashley, and Timmy.
Are they watching or listening? Or they will be?
they will.
Hey
Hello.
guys. Hey, the
You have
Bordner
amazing
family.
parents.
How long are you in California for?
One more day, I think.
One more day.
What are their ages?
18, 12, and 10.
Oh, wow.
Excellent.
You've got 2 young ones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And our youngest was the first one to read the book.
Oh, wow.
Cute.
Excellent. At 10. Wow.
Are they
Or younger,
sci-fi? Are
probably.
they sci-fi fans too in general, or
They're excited because they're in it.
I know that.
Oh,
Well, that's what I was going to
great.
ask you.
Are they picking the actors to play them?
They want to.
I assumed the kids would. That's them in the book, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
okay.
Jasper and I just went to see a friend of ours, Bill Oberst Jr., perform Pillars of Fire by Ray Bradbury.
Ray Bradbury
so-
last night, who actually I think Mark looks a little like Bill. He reminds me of Bill Oberst. A
Yeah,
little bit.
I could see that.
Were you a Ray Bradbury fan, the writer?
Who got me going was Orson Scott Card.
Oh, okay.
But if he has my good looks, then he's a blessed
He's
man.
good to
Okay.
go.
Yeah,
Yes,
exactly,
no,
Mark,
Bill.
exactly.
Yeah, Bill Oberst Jr. is his name. He's a phenomenal actor. You should get Bill a part of this too. But look him up. He's amazing. We'll talk.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
We'll talk.
We'll talk.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So now that this is happening, do you feel like once these episodes are done, are you gonna move on to another story? Do you have lots of other ideas in that head of yours ready to come out?
I'm playing around with some other ideas, but right
Okay.
now this is the breadwinner.
It's all time consuming.
Yes.
Yeah, because they're going to want to know what do you have next.
It's just a good 4 hours out of my day in different segments,
Right.
and it takes about 6 months.
And now there's a fan page. There's a book, Facebook page for The Mighty First, right?
Yes.
It's the Mark Bordner fan page, but then there's the Mighty First page.
The Mighty First episode 1 on Facebook is the official page.
Official page, okay.
That we seem to have better activity on my personal Facebook.
Which is just your Martin Bordner page.
Yeah.
Right?
The forum.
Okay.
It's easier
the
for
forum,
me.
yeah. Well, I'm just blown away. I mean,
Yeah.
I just think
You've
it's
been
such.
telling me about him for a while.
Yeah, I just think it's such a, whether you're religious or whatever, higher power, whoever you believe in, it's like be careful. Tell God your plans, and He'll tell you what's really going to happen. Because in this town, you're in a town right now where hundreds of thousands of people come in every day trying to and you can't go. There's a Starbucks right here. There's 20 people. I don't even know if their laptops are on, but they're sitting there, and everyone's writing a script allegedly. And a lot of them come here, I think, not really wanting to write. They just want to get famous and sell a script. So the fact that you have this passion and this real joy for it, and that you overcome what you're overcoming, is really amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah. So
And
And
please.
get out of his
everybody-
wife's hair.
Yeah, and it shows that a box.
Please, I was like,
I love it, but it shows that a box of notes can culminate into this.
oh, yeah.
So
And it's ongoing.
exactly,
And
we need to wrap up.
I know, but listen, I want to thank you guys again for coming.
And
I'm
keep
sorry.
us posted about Paramount and
Yes,
all of
please,
everything.
and then
yeah.
come back
Great.
if you're ever back in LA.
Or call in.
know-
Yeah, you can always call
Please,
in.
Yes,
you
we're
are
gonna keep.
part of
I'll
this.
keep everyone up to speed on what's happening, and when we're on the set shooting the movie,
That you're in.
that I hopefully. Well,
How did you find Jasper?
Actually, it was a roundabout way. I friended Dave Vesio first.
oh, Dave,
And,
I love Dave.
and I was going through his friends list. I was like, oh, actor. So I sent you
Oh,
a
great.
request.
Yeah,
Yes.
Dave. That's
Dave-
is a,
Dave has
a
been a
friend
guest
of ours
here.
too.
That's pretty basic. Actor.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I love it. Well, thank you both so much.
No,
It's such
Thank
a
you,
pleasure
Maria.
to finally meet
Thank you, Mark.
Thanks.
Safe travels.
Yes, stay right there.
Planet Earth.
Ralph and Dara, let me just say, I cannot thank you. I'm going to get emotional.
Which is
The last 4
Wow.
years have been amazing. We started this little. I did this thinking, whatever, I don't know what's going to happen with it. I certainly had never done radio before. And I thought, well, who do I want? 2 of my best friends to do it. And we really didn't have a plan. And we just
No, in
have
fact,
just been
you said
ourselves.
something, and Dennis said you better talk to Dara and make sure that she's on board.
I mean, we just have been ourselves from the beginning. And that's
Yeah.
all
Yep.
we can do.
And
So-
that's why I said to you, our show is now catapulting you into your new show, Wednesdays, July 1st, starting on Wednesday at 5 o'clock.
One-on-one,
here
here
at
it is,
UBN.
with
One-on-one
Jasper Cole.
with Jasper.
But-
But we've been able to, propel you to that, and we're proud of you for that. And it's only going to help our show.
We're
and
coming
what-
back.
Yeah,
Better
Well,
We'll be back in
fiercer than
September.
And I
ever.
want to. I had a little bit of a situation, not obviously as severe as Mark, where my mother died suddenly, and then our youngest son was hospitalized and diagnosed with Crohn's 6 months later, and I was pretty low, and so this was a nice outlet for me to come up here and do something out of my comfort zone. I mean, this was totally out of my
Oh
comfort zone.
God, Dara, you were so nervous that
I
very
was
first
so-
show.
I was
can
schwitzing.
still
I was
remember
so
that, and
nervous.
now it's.
And
but
now
from
it's
day
fun,
one,
and
it's
I've always told Jasper, anytime you want to replace
Oh,
fire,
no.
I'm good because Jasper, our friendship, 23 years,
Yes.
our friendship, and that's more important than any of this. And he knows I don't want to be famous or any of that. This has just been
But the
something
more
fun
she
that
said
I've
that,
done.
the more famous she's gotten
It's
for
been
4
sa-
years.
I
Which
know.
camera am I
Right,
looking at?
which
No,
camera?
No, but
Can
you
I have
know.
photo approval?
No,
Watch
but
after we take a picture.
It's been fun. I mean, it's a little tricky when you do work with your friend.
Well, yeah,
you
but
don't want to ever have anything weird happen.
But what a great diversion, because now you have your own page, you have fans,
Well,
you've
it's nice
gotten
to
guests.
be Dara and not mom and wife.
Right.
and I need
exactly.
you guys to promote me on my new show.
Oh, we're
So-
going to do
Exactly.
that.
Right.
Because it really is all about you in the
It
end.
is,
Well, it's
Jasper.
not. But when we come out, we're going to talk about because we're going to rebrand the show, and it's going to be a little
Oh.
different.
Okay.
We're going to talk about that.
Okay,
Okay.
great.
It's not going to really be all about Jasper the next time when we
Well,
come
that'll
back.
be refreshing.
Wow.
That is
'Cause
right there.
And it's not going to be all about Ralph either.
Okay.
Are you still on
Okay.
board? I'm
Okay.
sorry. You have to. We'll have to.
Awkward
We'll have
moment.
to think.
Awkward.
Planet Eartha, we are going to have to sign out.
'Cause
we
we
love
have-
you
We'll
for
let you know when
everything
we're
you have
coming
done.
back.
And stay tuned for the next show, which is Let's Talk About It.
Let's talk
Yes.
about it with some more fierce
With
divas
more
coming
fierce
up.
divas. They are
Yes.
coming up after us. Stay tuned to that.
Thank you so much,
Thank you for
everyone.
for
listening.
all the opportunities.
We'll see you in the
So-
fall.
Okay.
Peace
Bye-bye,
out.
Peace out.
Planet
Take care.
Eartha.
Don't miss a minute of On the Set with Jasper Cole and get the inside scoop on everything going on behind the scenes in Hollywood.